Hey, Steven.
Hey, Jared.
Did you mess anything up?
Every time.
Hey, Jared. Oh, God, Todd.
He's a funny man.
Was that funny?
He's funny. Dude.
What was it like traveling with an extra person this time?
Less stressful.
Why?
Not everything was on me this time.
Oh, true.
Which was nice. It was a lot easier just to film everything in Vegas.
How was it rooming with Todd?
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's not waking me up at 6 a.m. Steven, get up. Steven, are you awake?
I don't do that.
Yes, you do. Every time.
I have my own room.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Even though you were in our room the whole time.
Yeah, but until it was time to sleep. But then I got my sleep and I was like, oh, yeah. Because I didn't have to hear any noises or get
No
woken
snoring?
up. No snoring.
Me and Todd both snore.
Which is perfect.
It was great.
Did you wake up in the middle of the night with Todd over you going, Steven,
Breathing
hey.
heavily. Steven.
Hey, Steven.
Hey.
All right, let me introduce the show and we'll get back to the ad.
Sounds good.
Jared Polin, FronosPhoto.com. Welcome to Raw Talk, episode number 129. Vegas.
Vegas vacation. Minus the
Vegas.
vacation.
We had one time for vacation.
Speaking of Vegas vacation, Todd actually wore a Chevy Chase shirt the first day.
Todd and his t-shirts.
He's funny.
He's like I wouldn't even say he's like a college bro.
He's totally a college bro.
He's like a high school senior going to college bro.
Yep.
Which is funny.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think of the Snapchat? I know I may ask that later on, but I wanted to ask that now. Did you enjoy Todd's Snapchatting when he wasn't blocking the microphone? Because you know how many times he's like, oh shit, I blocked the microphone. And then he goes and makes another one. Damn it, I blocked the microphone.
He made a valid point because the way his giant iPhone 6 is, he kind of has to use the pinky to hold it up, which ends up blocking the mic.
Well,
in
cut
turn.
the pinky off.
More stability, man.
Sutter.
Yeah.
Sutter.
Jared.
Where's your whip?
I don't have a whip. I'm sure you do, though.
I actually do have an Indiana Jones whip.
Really?
From a costume.
Oh.
From a costume.
Not from
Sure.
your girlfriend?
Not from that.
Steven.
No, my friends always make fun of me about it because I was Indiana Jones twice in the same 2 years. And they're like, what are you going to be this year? Indiana Jones? Every year.
Well, I mean, Sutter's looking Indiana Jones-ish.
He is. He is. Sweet hat.
Did
Thanks,
you
I
watch?
actually think I had that hat from the outfit.
I mean, this isn't an Indiana Jones hat, but I guess.
Did you
Looks
watch?
like it.
Did you watch the Star Wars trailer?
I did.
Do you know what we did in 1999
What?
or 98? It may have been 99.
Was that when the second
first when the Star Wars episode?
one?
Well,
Four, right? It started with
No, it
four,
was
five, six.
wasn't it
and
one,
then
two,
one,
three?
two, three.
They were prequels.
So it was 1, 2, 3.
So it was-
Episode 1
it
came
was-
out first, obviously.
Well, it was the first one, yeah, with the
Episode one.
little Anakin Skywalker. We were in whatever desktop publishing class in the library, and we were connected with, well, I guess a T1 at the time, which was fast because it's for the school. So we were on our Pentium Dells or whatever.
Yes.
And all of us logged on to the trailer website because YouTube wasn't around yet.
No.
Not in 1999, 98. YouTube wasn't there. So we all loaded it up, and we turned those shitty can speakers that they used to come
The
with.
best.
And I was like, all right, everybody, on 3. 1, 2, play.
Surround
And then
sound.
We all hit play, and all you heard were the speed bikes going
Yeah.
all around the library, and we got yelled at and stuff. But it was like, it was worth it, man. It's the Star Wars. It's going to be the greatest movie. That Jar Jar Binks is going to be awesome.
What grade were you in?
I was a senior.
Oh, okay.
Jar Jar Binks.
I was in like 5th grade, 6th grade, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, Snapchat. Did you guys enjoy it? Should Todd be allowed to have access to Snapchat again?
Dedicated Snapchatter. And he doesn't even Snapchat on his own.
No, he doesn't.
That's
But
the first time he actually
got
used it.
Snapchat really well.
He did, yeah.
So we had like 8-9 minutes, and we're gonna pop some of that up later. Maybe run some of it at the end of the show.
And he literally was yeah, we will run some. He was running it every probably 15 minutes, taking a clip here and there. For
Yeah, I
behind the
didn't have to
scenes.
say much.
It was great.
All right. So speaking of the Vegas, this is how the show's gonna work. We've got our Pluggy McPluggerson coming up, as well as talking about. Well, we're going to go back to, we got photo news, and we're going to go back to Vegas where you, Todd, and I sat down in our room late night
Take a quick trip back.
with a couple of
Then back
drinks
again.
and went over the NAB show. So that's where
Yep.
we're going to talk about it. We have the Wheel of Fro, we have photo news, Wheel of Fro, and we've got some Gear of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
So how many gigs of footage did we shoot?
I transferred it all officially today back on my computer. I think about 300 gigs of data. I mean, we also had 4 hard drives that we backed everything up to. We had the actual SD cards we still kept everything backed up on. I had the desktop of the Mac that we were using. I backed everything on that. And we had the Atomos hard drive as well as the 512 gig module
From Lexar Hub.
Lexar. We used that as well.
Yeah, we just had a
So
whole
4
bunch of
different
backups.
backups, yeah.
Because that's what it's all about is multiple
Yeah,
backups.
you never know.
Because if you don't have those backups, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you leave it. Because when we left it at Belcheck,
I made sure to keep the 512 gig module on me.
you at all times.
Yep.
All right, so we were there. We were going around. We were at NAB because of VideoBlocks was the sponsor of the event. They took us out there, and that's why we made videos. So we go by their booth, and they've got these. All of their people are wearing these shiny, beautifully shiny
They
pants.
stood out, man.
They did stand out. So I thought it would be great to get a pair of these. So they gave me a pair, and then I did try it on, and the only thing was they were too tight. So the next day I went over, and then they weren't tight enough.
They were too loose,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're too loose. They're not as tight as I'm used to wearing now.
Super tight.
With my tight jeans. So then there was a girl, and she had stretchy pants versions of this. I'm like,
Ooh.
send me a pair of those, and I'll wear it. So anyway, what's new with VideoBlocks is this is important for anybody out there that makes video. Is that they opened up the marketplace where you can upload HD footage or 4K footage and keep 100% of what sells, which is better than what most of the other stock companies do. They take a percentage,
Yeah.
usually 40-50% of the sale. So what they do here is you can upload footage that they will approve, and then if somebody buys the HD version, you get $49, and if they buy the 4K version, you're getting $199 less whatever the fees are.
Wow.
But that's all. VideoBlocks is not taking anything. So it's a great opportunity to, if you have a 4K camera or just 1080, go around, make videos. Even if you rented a 4K camera for a week and you just went out and shot stuff, it's a great opportunity to put your stuff into a stock agency, because stock footage for photos is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
But video is a new ball game.
I feel like that's just starting up.
It's a new ball game. So, check that out. And if you do, we use VideoBlocks. We're going to roll VideoBlocks stuff when we are at NAB for your footage that you're going to be cutting together. And we've been using it for a year. Todd's been using it for over 2 years, as well as AudioBlocks. So what you can do is you can go to videoblocks.com/go/fro to get your 7-day trial. And if you like it, they'll roll you in. Well, if you like it, it depends. There's 2 ways to do this. And we talked to the founder.
Yeah.
Because they're working. They're not the oldest company in the world. The founder guy is awesome.
Yeah.
Joel's great.
Younger than I thought he was.
Yeah, no, he's just really cool. We're going to get them on. We're going to go down to their office and actually do a raw talk.
I'm excited.
But they're working on some different ways to hopefully give you a 7-day free trial without a credit card. The trial as it stands right now, you need to put in a credit card, and then I recommend you canceling it right before it's over so that you don't get rolled into $79 a month, and then they offer you $99 for the year. They also, if you go to videoblocks.com, they'll just take you to a $99 offer. But the way that I get credit for it so that they see that you came from me, you go to videoblocks.com/go/fro, and you are good to go from there.
I think too the footage, the stock footage that they're requesting, it's great for drone users too.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
the aerial shots, the
Oh,
stuff
my
that
God.
no one can really get.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people can get it now, but
A lot of people can get it, but if
still,
you get good
there's
footage,
not that much aerial footage on there. That there's like the more of the suburban areas, not necessarily the big cities, stuff like that. More of this. You were talking about it before, where you almost wish they had like the city streets, the side streets, the
Right.
smaller stuff.
Yeah. Not just the. Like Todd always says, we need West Philly,
Yeah,
or just the
because there's
regular
always the art
suburbs.
museum steps.
Not
There's Center City. There's that kind of stuff. The Parkway, but there's never West Philly, like you just
Right.
said. That kind of stuff.
So yeah, I would just go around and shoot different street signs, video of panning the different street signs, panning cars going by, just all of that stuff, and just upload it and see if they accept it. And if they do, you can start making money with it.
you could do a million different cars. Just do every car you see. There's
Right.
someone going to be typing in, I need a BMW, blah, blah, blah.
That's a good
I guess
idea.
you can't actually do the license plate, though.
Yeah, they could blur it out,
There you go.
or just have it coming towards you.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's so many things.
Yeah, that's good. The reveal.
Yes.
The reveal. If you haven't seen the reveal, you can click up on the screen. You can check that out. The idea was to get a book made, a photo book, and reveal the photos to Joe from the 5-minute portrait without him ever seeing the images. All I sent him was one, just to send him one over a text. And the reveal was getting somebody's real reaction.
It was legit.
It was legit. Just getting somebody's reaction to seeing the photos for the first time. And it was awesome.
He had no idea what we were even going to do.
Well, no, you'll see in the video he talks about, he's like, there's people that give you books and they tell you they're going to make this stuff and that they took photos. And he's like, and it usually sucks. And in this case, he was very happy with the results.
Well, and he said he's used to like the shitty cookbooks too. So, I mean, seeing something like this, his mind was blown.
Yeah, so what I did is I gave him 3 Adorama Pix books.
Cool.
And you'll see them in there, and I'll probably do a layout video for how I make that so you guys can figure out what paper I use and why I use it and how I laid it out.
Yeah, it's a great, quick video. Definitely recommend watching it.
Okay. I'm still tired.
I could tell. You'll wake up once photo news start. I'm sure.
Do you want to get to photo news?
We can do that.
Let's see. I just making sure I did stuff because
I think you did most of the stuff that you wanted to hit.
I woke up late again.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're still kind of jet lagged from the flight in Vegas in general.
Speaking of jet, I got jet lag and I haven't even left the ground.
Who sings that?
That was that soulful girl who was young, Joss Stone.
I got nothing.
Joss Stone. Yeah, you remember Joss Stone?
No.
You don't remember Joss Stone? Sutter, you remember Joss Stone, right?
No.
Oh. Joss Stone was this young, soulful girl.
Yeah.
Who
What
was singing.
year?
Not, I mean, 10 years ago.
I got nothing.
She's like, I got jet lag and I haven't even left. And she's British.
British?
But like your shirt. Yeah, it's British.
She's like Adele?
Like your shirt.
Thank you?
She was just
With a
thinner.
F?
Thinner than Adele.
Adele, Sam Smith is the guy version of Adele. They
Oh,
sound
thank you.
exactly the same.
Thank you.
If you close your eyes, you picture
How does the
Adele.
Sam Smith song go?
The big song. Oh, what's it called?
I don't know.
I'm forgetting now. I'm blanking. You can't put me on the spot like that.
Well, you should know Sam Smith songs.
I
don't
know
know.
the Money on My Mind.
All right.
I got money on my mind. That's a great song. That's the album opener for that album.
All right, so we need to lead this in with some new Audio Blocks audio.
Yes.
For photo news.
I did some gangster hip hop last week.
for the
Coogee sweater.
For the Coogee sweater now.
Did you see it?
I haven't listened to any of them
All
yet.
right,
I
go
need
back.
to
I'm
go
gonna
back.
I'm gonna say cue. You ready? Mm-hmm. Cue random Audio Blocks audio. Okay.
That's great.
Now photo news.
All right.
Was
Photo
Sutter
news.
waving your hand for a reason?
I was like, woo,
Yeah, woo.
Oh, we forgot to
what?
say who was on our flight.
Who was on? Oh, Steve Aoki.
Yeah.
Which I think I'm the only one that actually knew who he was.
Well, I didn't see until you pointed him out.
Yeah, I'm like, that's got to be Steve Aoki.
Well, he played down the street from the house
because
the
he's
night
got a
before.
residency, I think, in Vegas for DJing.
He was at Hakkasan and
Yeah.
the pool, whatever they call Wet Revolution.
And Hakkasan was across the street from where we
Yeah.
stayed at New York, so you could see right when we landed. You
Todd's
see
like,
his
"That's
giant
the guy."
face. Yeah, you see his face on the billboard.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He sat first class.
Yeah, and you talked to his photographer, I think.
I talked to just somebody in
For a
his
second?
crew. I didn't bother him.
He had a whole little DJ entourage,
just 3 people.
and he was the first one on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Denied access.
denied at first.
And he's like, well, I don't know. And then the tour manager's like, yeah, you're first class.
And then I walk on the plane. He's got his shoes off, kicked up, like chilling
Dude,
first
the guy
class.
he's flying every other day.
Oh yeah, we checked out his tour schedule. It's literally every day.
All right, photo news.
Photo news: Sony teamed up with Sea Life Aquarium.
Hate it.
And trained
kidding.
an octopus to take photos of visitors at an aquarium. The project, called the Octographer, took place in New Zealand. The team worked with an animal trainer and trained the octopus named Rambo to take photos of visitors from inside her tank. I don't know why Rambo. Here's how she does it. Rambo is trained to press the shutter with a tentacle using a static Sony CyberShot TX30 compact camera that was placed inside her tank and attached to a red shutter button extension. Now, trainer Mark Vett says it only took 3 attempts for her to understand the process of pressing the shutter, which he says is faster than a dog learns and even humans in some circumstances.
Hit the big red button.
I missed it. What? It's like Idiocracy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Did
like
you ever
that.
see Idiocracy?
I have not, no.
You look up. It's a really bad Mike Judge movie. That's funny. That's really could have been really good.
I think it was really good.
It's a good late night movie. Watch it.
Okay.
But what red button?
Now,
Octopi are really smart.
yeah, the aquarium charged $2 for portraits captured by Rambo, with proceeds going toward the organization's conservation programs. Now, there's video of the octopus taking the picture of a school class over on the website, which is
Fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-129.
it's a funny little video.
Yeah, I mean that's
Figured
cool.
I'd bring it up.
Octopussy. That's the name of the movie.
Is it?
That's Sean Connery.
Sean Connery?
Well, from
How would he say it?
I just tried.
That didn't sound like him at all.
Octopussy. Octopussy,
That's-
get over here.
That's the SNL version of Sean Connery.
Alex, I'll take the rapist for 200, please. That would be the therapist.
the the SNL 40th anniversary, that was great.
Part
That
of it was
opener.
good, except for that one guy playing.
Was it Bieber? That one?
the Bieber. The Bieber was stupid.
That was kind of weird.
And anyway, I digress.
Yeah. Now, the new Nikon D7200 is being crowned with having the best sensor among APS-C cameras, according to DxOMark.
I love DxOMark.
the camera-
Speaking of, I did get an email from DeMarcus today.
Oh.
He got the message from
What's he
2
doing?
months ago.
Modeling in France
to
or something?
finally get back to us. DeMarcus, what are you too busy for us?
What-
Do we always rip on DxOMark that you're too busy to send us emails?
But he still says hi every time.
I love DeMarcus.
He's awesome.
DeMarcus is my favorite. DeMarcus. When he comes with cue some DeMarcus Audio Blocks music.
Okay.
Right now, this is DeMarcus speaking. And it's just awesome. That's it. That's DeMarcus's music.
Some sexy music.
It basically sexy music time.
The camera received a sensor score of 87 points, putting it in 20th place among all cameras ever tested and in first place among crop sensor cameras. The big factor here was that it crushed in the dynamic range test. It scored ranks not only first in the DxOMark database for crop sensors, but second overall among all cameras. DxOMark says the Nikon D7200's 24.2 megapixel DX format sensor is starting to knock on the door of its full-frame siblings for image quality. Its ISO performance still can't compete against the larger FX cameras, but its outstanding dynamic range at base ISO is on a par
I'm knocking on the door.
with the bigger sensors.
The D4 answers the door.
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, hi. I'm the D7200. I'm from DxOMark says I'm better than you. Door slams.
DeMarcus sent me. And its color isn't too far behind either, end quote. So, yeah, the D7200, it looks like it's pretty solid.
Yeah, we haven't touched it
They did a good
yet.
job. No,
I
we
probably
will.
have to buy it.
Probably. But
Yeah.
that's what you've been doing.
It is, but I got to run some more contests because now I have a D5500 kit to
Yeah.
give away or the 7D Mark II. I'll just keep putting either ors with it.
Do you think that's equal, though?
It's close in the price point.
Wouldn't like a T6i be better with a 5500?
But the this one comes with a lens and this one doesn't.
Yeah.
So it's options. I'm not buying a T6i right now.
FreeFly showcased a new product at NAB, which we got to actually play with. It's called the Mimic. It lets you control Movi units remotely. The new Kinetic controller is basically like a remote control for your Movi that almost acts like a separate Wii-like controller. It's a separate unit interface that's operated by a different operator than the actual Movi unit itself. Here's how it works. The Movi unit is being used by the cameraman, which is controlled by the Mimic and a separate operator. The Mimic controls the Movi's pan, tilt, and roll functions. It can be ordered in a beta version currently for $495, and there's a preview video of it in action. It's actually featuring Chase Jarvis, and that's now up on the website as well. You got to play with it at NAB.
I did. I got to play with it until the guy came over and was like,
Kind of kicked us out.
no, you know what this kid, he was just like,
He was a kid.
he was just like, I got people waiting to see the demonstration. I'm like, dude, you have about 20 people watching us make a video
Yeah.
right now. And as soon as we stopped and I handed it over, everybody disappeared. And his demonstration was just him sitting there rolling the freaking thing, doing the same thing I was doing when making the freaking video.
Yeah.
It's like, don't be a dick.
And we didn't spend that much time there.
No,
It's not...
I got people waiting to see a demonstration. I'm like, dude, all you're doing is rolling the thing. And that was one of the last things we filmed, so I was a little.
Oh yeah,
but
that
I
was
didn't say
day
anything.
3
to
at the
him.
way end.
I didn't say anything to
Well,
him.
and no, you were fine. Now,
I
Red
would've.
Rock, we spent quite a lot of time.
We did.
Probably at least an hour, I would say. So I can understand if they were like, okay, guys, we got to move it along. But
Yeah.
they were totally cool.
Red Rock was cool because
Awesome.
Because it was awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. Fine art photographers can now take pictures of people inside their homes in New York legally, according to a recent New York case won by photographer Arne Svensson.
Dick.
The photographer won a
Allegedly.
lengthy legal battle against people who claim that he had invaded their privacy by taking pictures of them in their homes through open windows, which I kind of think is invading privacy. For those that forget...
Yeah.
Yeah. For those that forget, though, his project called The Neighbors featured photos of his actual neighbors captured without their consent through their apartment's windows using a long lens.
Now, why is that not Peeping Tom?
Right? because they consider it fine art. But I'll get into that right now.
Fine art, my ass. I could take it.
Let me finish
a
this
girl
thing.
could piss on film, and you can call it fine art.
Yep.
That's not fine art. That's piss on film. Sutter, have you tried it yet?
Everyone always throws that my way. If I probably just should at this point. Just,
Sutter, you got to one up it.
all right,
two.
guys. Number two.
Well, that's like the guy who ate the film and then
That
processed
I
it.
thought was really neat,
that's just-
personally.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That's great.
That was great. Good, great. What are you going to shine a light on your intestines just to try to expose
Oh,
it? Why don't you
God.
poke a hole in yourself and call it a pinhole camera?
Hold on, guys. It's developing.
Actually, when you bend over, then it exposes the film.
Okay, finishing
That's
up with this
funny.
story.
Making your butt a pinhole camera.
He was then sued by two of the neighbors, Martha and Matthew Foster, back in 2013 after the couple discovered their children in two of the project's photos. In one of the pictures, the face of the child is clearly shown. Now, that's not cool. A New York State appeals court upheld a lower court ruling yesterday actually last week at this point, that clears Svensson of any wrongdoing. Judge Diane T. Renwick ruled that Svensson's work didn't violate New York's right of policy law that, among other things, prohibits using a person's likeness for commercial purposes without permission. Now, the judge decided that Svensson's work was considered artwork rather than images used for advertising or trade purposes, in quotes.
But it's not art. I mean,
Even though Svensson held exhibitions with the photos
No
and
shit.
has been selling the work as fine art prints.
yeah, but that's
Hold on, one more thing. However, it might not be long until it's illegal, the judge says, as illustrated by the troubling facts here. In these times of heightened threats to privacy posed by new and ever more invasive technologies, we call upon the legislator to revisit this important issue, end quote. So,
Here's the thing.
It probably will be illegal soon. It should be
One,
illegal.
why don't you have blinds on your windows?
That is true.
Okay, that's one thing.
Especially
but my
in a New York
blinds,
high-rise.
but your blinds shouldn't be closed all the time because you want to get light. Now,
Of
if you're
course.
just sitting there and you're watching a TV and this douchebag Svensson is invading your privacy by taking pictures of you and peeping in on you in your private, setting.
Especially your kids, man. That's
Especially kids in the bathtub.
yeah. Was it in the
I
bathtub?
think there's one with like kids in the bathtub.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Not that you could see anything,
But
it's
still.
just like he's sitting there with a lens,
the principle.
peeking through his window into their windows.
Yeah.
Now I've tried that.
What?
when Vanguard sent us that spotting scope,
Oh.
I sat here and I was looking into the building across the way and a photo shoot was going on.
You accidentally saw something you shouldn't
I
have
didn't see
seen,
anything
or-
I shouldn't have seen. It was just like, but I wasn't like, oh, I should take pictures of what's through people's windows and then
yeah.
I should sell it. Now,
Keep taking those pictures.
from my bookshelf, we did a video that isn't up yet of that woman in Paris and in
Yes.
New York, but she had permission. That was set up
Yep.
through the window.
That was staged.
This was not.
Yeah.
But I don't care. Like the photos, they can be cool and all, but to say that it's fine art and to rap that fine art covers all is bullshit. Wow, I just woke up. To say that fine art covers all is bullshit because I can just say, well, it's fine art. You could go out, I can go out on the street and streak and call it performing art, but no, they'll call that indecency. Yeah, but what do you think of this, Sutter? Indiana Sutter?
I feel like as long as the photos aren't like if you don't see faces, I'm not particularly against it because you don't know who it is or where it was taken.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mind that either.
But if you see faces, I think that's like the tipping point. At least
part
for
of it
me.
is he said that he didn't show faces. Because you said there was one with it, but in the exhibit, I think there weren't faces. But still,
But in the book, I believe there is.
you call it fine art and then say it's not for commercial use, and then he's selling it. That's bullshit. That's
Yeah.
the bullshit about it. Don't make money off of it, dick.
Yeah.
Dick. Penis.
Tell me how you really
schlong.
feel.
Svensson, you want to come on?
Next week, interview with Svensson.
Dick. I don't know if he's a dick. I don't know him. Allegedly. In my opinion, I don't know him.
I wouldn't recommend flying your drone over a zoo, especially near the chimpanzee habitat. A drone operator got his UAV knocked out of the sky by a chimp at the Royal Burgers Zoo in the Netherlands. While capturing an aerial shot of the chimp enclosure, one of the chimpanzees climbed up one of the trees and attacked the drone with a branch as it flew by. The chimp then rushed around the drone once it hit the ground to inspect their so-called kill. The zoo says the drone was completely destroyed by the attack, but the GoPro did survive, hence the footage posted online, which is over on the website. But it's funny, the chimp just grabs this giant
Chimp's like, wait,
branch, just slaps it out of the sky.
The chimp's like,
Is it all visible?
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
clearly
You watch
visible.
him, and he's like, whack.
He
I
doesn't even
love
try,
it.
too. He's just like, boom. He's
Well,
just chilling.
Did they have permission to do that? Like,
I'm
was it
assuming
by
it's
the
the
zoo or
zoo.
something?
Yeah,
Inside, they
it's
probably
the
did.
zoo
So
that did
yeah,
it.
even though they broke the drone, they got all this publicity from the footage.
The footage, I think, had over 2 million views when I looked at it.
Right. So it's, I mean, I love chimpanzees. And
I didn't think that this
gorillas.
would kill the drone, though, because it wasn't that high out of the sky.
I don't think it would kill the drone.
And I mean,
either.
if you just got new propellers, I feel like it would be fine.
Probably, unless it like partly kept spinning on the ground and then broke the motors.
Yeah, I mean, it did look like it flipped a couple times in the video, but not terrible.
Got it.
The proposed Texas bill that will limit the photography and filming of police officers within 25 feet.
Stop! You're within 25 feet, or else
We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
I will arrest you.
It's now dead in the water.
DOA.
DOW. Representative Jason Villalba tells the Dallas Morning News.
Dead in the water. DOW.
Oh, did I say?
That would be Dow.
Yes. So it'd be Din the Bois. DITW. Dead in the water. Anyway, he tells the Dallas Morning
What's
News.
the guy's name? Vulva?
Jason Villalba.
Oh, Villalba.
Villalba. He tells the Dallas Morning News that he has dropped the bill and will not be seeking a public hearing for it. The bill was originally proposed to him by
Wait, do you know how he did it? He walked in onto the floor and he dropped the bill.
Oh, my God. So the bill was originally proposed to him by several police officer associations, and it was intended to ensure the safety of officers and the public by creating a safe buffer zone. The public outcry from the bill was so bad that he was even getting death threats over it.
See, that's will you
just
stop
over the
with
top.
the death threats,
Ridiculous,
people.
yeah.
Jesus, criminy crappity.
He initially planned to just rewrite the bill, but in the end decided to just kill it. Villalba says he now realizes that this type of law will never be accepted by the public. He says, in quotes, "I think the public has spoken very loudly."
Yeah, but you can now
think they
shoot
have.
police officers through the window with a camera.
What?
You can stand in front of a police station and peep in and shoot photos of...
Really?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of Svensson. His next project is called Officers Undercover.
Oh, it's got to be officers in their homes or something.
Oh, God, they'd
Police
like
officers
that.
at home.
Yeah, right.
Sure, they're going to love that.
They'll love that. And, yeah...
Wedding photographer Gordon Jack passed away this past week after a freak accident at a recent wedding rehearsal. He was shooting tennis superstar Andy Murray's dress rehearsal at the Dunblane Cathedral in central Scotland when he tripped and fell, hitting his head on a gravestone after walking backwards and taking pictures of the couple just a few feet away. I mean, that's a shame. He was knocked unconscious and rushed to the hospital where he passed away the following afternoon. I mean... Rest in peace, sir. That's such a shame. Photography can be dangerous, when you got to really be looking around all your areas everywhere. You got to make sure you're not just looking through your viewfinder all the time. Manfrotto has announced the Digital Director, which turns your iPad into a display and remote for your DSLR. The new item is both hardware and software based. On the hardware side, the Digital Director comes with a CPU-equipped base station that connects to your camera via USB cable and to your iPad either wirelessly or through a Lightning connector. And the software side, there's the actual app that lets you use your iPad as a wireless external monitor. It works on both Canon or Nikon DSLRs, and just like other apps, you can control all your settings on your camera as well, like focus, ISO, aperture. It also has real-time live view monitoring, shows you the histogram, will charge your iPad if plugged in, and gives your DSLR focus peaking, which is great. You can also share your images immediately via FTP, email, and social media. They even went the extra step of getting the device through MFI, made for iPad certification through Apple. It'll be available for $500 starting in June 2015, which I do think is overpriced.
It's similar to the Cam Ranger.
Yes, it's very similar. Now, my only issue with this is that it's not wireless like the Cam Ranger. It has to be physically tethered, assuming because the connection is much stronger. I don't know.
Stronger.
This next story, though, is pretty funny. A photographer welcomed a new member to the family via a set of baby announcement parody images. This is probably my favorite story of the week. Photographer Dustin Thompson is now the proud father of a new Sony a7 II, and he wanted everyone to know, so he released birth announcement-like photos, showcasing the camera's birth date, weight, height, time it was born. He even mimicked the cliche feeding the baby pose with soft focus, featuring the camera wrapped up, and he's feeding it with a bottle, and he's smiling as he's holding down just like a newborn. The only thing is,
the pictures suck.
It has no lens. No lens.
Oh,
it could be a girl. Actually, maybe it is a girl
Because it has no.
because it has no lens.
Speaking of, when we went to
it just has
Tao,
a body cap.
when we went to Tao to eat
Yeah.
in Vegas, and did you go to the bathroom there?
I did not.
So I go to the I walk to go to the bathroom, and I'm faced with a choice. It was yin and yang,
Yin and yang.
and I didn't know which one to go into. And so this drunk guy comes up, He comes up, he walks up, and there so happened to be two statues that I didn't see standing next to it. He's like, well, that one has tits, so it's this one. And he was drunk. I was like, oh, I guess you're right. I'm like, well,
You
I
couldn't
guess.
tell?
No, I was just like,
Maybe they're man boobs.
no, yin or yang. I didn't. No, I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at the yin and the
Sure.
yang, and I guess that I'm a yang because a yin. I'm like, usually it's just male, guy, girl,
Yeah.
and there were usually a picture, but I guess that's what the statues meant. I got confused.
I think this story's great, though. Total win for this guy. The pictures are on the website. The birth announcement of the Sony A7 II. It's good stuff. Nikon is warning users that there are more fake DSLRs popping up for sale, just like the D800E we talked about a few months ago.
Warning, fake cameras for sale.
The D610 and D4S have been added to the list of fake bodies
I
being
want to get a
sold.
fake body.
That would be interesting. The company says that service centers have discovered $1,000 D7100 crop sensor cameras that were modified to look like $1,500 full-frame D610 DSLRs. There have also been discontinued D4 cameras modified to look like new $6,000 D4S bodies. Just like the D800E issue, the way to check if your camera is legit, you simply
Check
enable...
the firmware.
Yeah, you enable the overview option in playback to see what the model name pops up in the right corner. It should say the actual camera body name. Nikon says they won't service imitation cameras at their repair centers, saying to please take all necessary precautions to ensure the authenticity of a product before purchasing it, assuming this applies to auction websites like eBay and stuff like that. So watch out. Fake cameras everywhere. I wonder why they're not doing this with Canon, though. Is it easier to modify a Nikon camera?
Well, Canons, I think, have different buttons.
Yeah. But
I
a lot
don't
of
know.
the Canon bodies still look the same on the outside.
I mean, you could modify any camera to look like anything you want because people, if they don't know, they don't know.
Yeah.
If you're buying a modified camera to begin with,
I mean, if I bought a D610 and I never used the D610 before, how would I know if
right,
it's not
exactly.
the D610?
Exactly.
Apple has acquired Lynx, a camera module company that says they'll bring DSLR performance in iPhones. The Wall Street Journal says that Apple put out about $20 million for the camera
Which
maker.
is nothing.
For them, it's nothing. For me, it's a lot of quiche.
No, it's not. That's only 20 million, dude.
20 million. Pff, chump
Hold on,
change,
let me go into
dude.
that box over there. The coffin.
That's where your 20 million's laying?
Yeah.
The company's Bare Bones website doesn't have much information, but they do say their cameras are significantly smaller than any camera on the market today, leading the way to DSLR performance in its slim handsets. Images on the site show 3 different camera modules with 2, 3, and even 4 lenses. The company is allegedly building multi-aperture imaging technology, Lytro pretty much, that combines processing, sensor, and optics to improve performance in things such as low light performance, HDR, refocusing, color fidelity, shutter lag, and more. The cameras are capable of taking both 2D and 3D images. Now, on top of the acquisition, Apple is exploring light field editing software, according to a recently filed patent application. The filing imagines steps a user could take to focus and later refocus, Lytro. Software can take the 3D information captured by the camera to refocus a scene, measure the distance to objects, model 3D objects, replace backgrounds and video calls in real time, and much more. The multi-lens setup could also be used to shoot with a shallow depth of field that normally can't be achieved with smartphone cameras,
It's cool.
aka DSLRs.
Yeah, I mean, Apple probably sells more cameras every year than anybody else.
Yeah, they do.
And more pictures are taken with the,
With the
iPhone,
iPhone.
than anything else. So I don't have I mean, good. Up the quality. Cool.
Yeah, why not?
You know,
Make it better.
And Lytro on Amazon the other day, one of the gold box deals of the day was the original Lytro camera for $60.
I saw that.
What a joke. Lytro's a joke.
It's your favorite camera.
Lytro's a joke.
You tell me how much you love it all the time.
Lytro's a joke.
You love it.
Lytro's a joke.
I just saw you editing a Lytro picture. All right, I'll stop.
My favorite is like, who owns one of the Lytro Illums?
I would like to get our hands on that just to check it out, though. We did get the hands on at Photo Plus.
No,
or
that was
Photokina?
Photokina. There's no reason to use this camera.
It looked kind of cool, but I still think they're not there yet.
They're not going to be there. They're going to go out of
business.
business. Because now they're focusing on large industrial scale type things.
Gotcha.
Because consumer front facing, becoming a consumer camera company. Look, how long did it take Sony to get a foothold of stuff?
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
And Sony's doing a great job they've done an amazing job over the past 10 years.
Definitely.
You know, but it takes a while. You need a lot of quiche to do it, as you would
quiche.
say.
Yeah.
Anyway, this isn't about Lytro.
A couple more news stories. This is a big one. Photographer Andrea Polito is now suing the couple who was suing her for holding their wedding photos hostage, as they like to say.
She was holding it hostage.
Polito is seeking up to $1 million in damages for
How many,
defamation.
Sutter? How many?
$1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million.
$1 million.
In damages for defamation after they opened up about the story to the media. The law case accuses Andrew and Neely Moldovan of defamation, business disparagement, tortious interference with prospective contracts, and civil conspiracy.
Is that like coitus interruptus?
I have no idea. That's a big word. She is demanding between $200,000 to $1 million in damages. The lawsuit states that this is a case about APP, Andrea Polito Photography, clients, the Moldovans who sought local media to publish a story based on defamatory and disparaging statements about Polito and APP to exact unjustified revenge for their personal benefit, who republished the story on various social media and electronic forums, including Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, emails, and text messages to harm Polito and APP, and who directed business away from Polito and APP.
Yeah, you can direct business away if you don't
Yes,
like
you can.
something. It's called a Yelp. You know, you put up a freaking
review up.
of it, and if it's honest and truthful in your opinion, then you can do that.
Weren't there like fake Yelp reviews from their friends too that they put up?
Well, that's
about-
bullshit.
I don't know.
I didn't
I
read
thought
any
that
of that
was in
stuff.
the article
Look,
as
if you're
well.
going to put up fake stuff, you know,
If you didn't
whatever.
actually use the
if you
product
didn't
or-
use the service,
Yeah.
if you had an issue, anyway, there's nothing wrong. It's called, you know, you're not going to yell at somebody because of word of mouth is good.
Yeah.
You can't yell at somebody when word of mouth is bad.
Now, continuing on that, to further destroy Polito and Andrea Polito Photography's reputation and business, the Moldovans engaged in a smear campaign taken worldwide on many websites and different forms of media.
And you can't get angry with them for what spreads on the internet.
And now, adding to that, the Moldovans took pride and pleasure in the harm they
They
caused.
didn't take pride and pleasure.
I'm just reading what they had, bragging they were pretty sure her business is done, end quote. Now, Polito says the Moldovans quickly turned to the media when they learned about the additional charges for different album options, choosing to pursue publicity and public shaming rather than work with Polito to resolve the situation. The photographer says she intended to waive the standard cover fee, apparently.
She intended to, then why didn't she?
Exactly.
Now, can we get to the end of it so I can talk?
The lawsuit goes on and states that the Moldovans...
I didn't mean that in a bad way.
No, that's fine. That's fine. The Moldovans' actions have damaged Polito's personal and professional reputation, caused her extreme emotional distress, and already caused and will continue to cause substantial economic damages to APP. This case has gone from a private dispute to a trial by jury, and a copy of the lawsuit is now on the website. You guys can read the whole thing, get all the details,
All
which
right.
was originally filed on March 18th. Your turn.
All right, so here's the thing. I wanted to do some research and just to see what was going on because everybody's like, "What do you think of this?"
Yeah.
And so I watched the news story, and the way that the news story puts it is pretty cut and dry. And the news story's on the website. Now that's the one angle from the Moldovans, Jews, by the way, because they stopped on the glass. Did you see that?
Yes.
That's a Jewish thing. You break the glass.
Yep.
So they went to the news. Okay, it was like a $7,000 wedding or something. I don't remember how much it was.
You mean how much?
$6,000?
$6,000 for that they paid her.
Right,
Andrea
they paid her
Polito.
$6,000. In the contract, it says that they are to get an album with 80 photos or up to something.
40-page album with 80 photos.
Right. When I deliver an album, it has a cover. The basic cover that it comes with is included.
I would assume it would have a cover, yeah.
The only time that you charge more for a cover is if they want something that is out of the normal, where
Glass
it costs
or-
more money. Glass, acrylic, photos cut into it, whatever.
Leather-bound
So
book.
the problem is she wanted another $150 or was it $250? It was $150.
$150.
She wanted another, the wedding photographer wanted another $150 to complete the album and held, quote unquote, them hostage, all the prints. She wouldn't even deliver the disc that was in the contract.
It was in the contract.
In the contract said delivered the disc of photos. She wouldn't deliver anything until they paid the $150 for the freaking cover of the album. They had to choose a cover. How is that not part of your package? This is another problem with wedding photography and doing these bullshit packages. When I did it, it was included. Everything is included.
And if it's not included, it should be transparent on the contract itself.
It says, well,
Like, note,
or when you
doesn't
speak to
come-
someone, well, she
doesn't
says
include covers.
she's alleging that she told them that there would be an extra fee for that.
But they claim that they didn't.
They claim that
She
they didn't. The contract doesn't state that there's going to be an extra fee for $150 to do a cover. How can you not include the cover in the price of what you're doing?
Yep.
Another thing I personally don't like are weddings based on hours. Oh, that's my 6-hour package. That's my 8-hour package. You know that a wedding is going to be no less than 8 hours. And if somebody doesn't have enough money to spend on your wedding, make the choice. Don't leave them and I can stay for 4 hours, but I'm not going to stay for the reception or I'm not going to stay for the party. Just shoot the goddamn wedding. You're making so much money shooting weddings.
Yep.
Just like there are people who are like, how many hours? I'm like, within reason, I'm going to be there from start to finish.
Me too.
And I would leave. The times that you leave, you don't need by the time you get to the party and the first dance and the cake and all of that is over, you have nothing really to do.
No.
Other than random stuff.
Filler shots, I mean, that kind of stuff.
So it gets to the point where you go up to the bride and your groom and you say, hey, is there anything else you need me to do?
Any
You've cut
special
the
shots?
cake. I've already done the group shots that you asked for. I've already done this. If there's anything else you need, let me know. Or we think we're pretty much done here. Would it be all right if we head out?
Yep.
Because nobody works harder or longer than the wedding photographer.
Completely agree.
Because you are there from the morning
Busting your
of them
ass.
getting ready. You're there before the bride even starts to get dressed.
Yep.
And then you are there all the way through the day. Same with videographers most of the time, but the party planners leave. You are with the bride all day.
You were there side by side.
What this has to do with the story, I don't know.
No, it's relevant.
But if you're going to put together a package and it's going to be $6,000 and it includes a wedding album, the wedding album has to have a freaking cover. It's like selling a car and saying, well, the tires are separate.
That's a good analogy.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's a given. It's one of those given statements or those given things. And they went to the news. Should they have gone to the news? Who knows? They went to the news. They went to the news. That's because they felt like they were being ripped off. And the correspondence going back and forth probably got out of hand and got annoying that they were like, screw this. We're just going to go public with it. And is there anything wrong with stating the facts publicly? No.
Well, did in the news story. They did have a couple email clips back and forth.
They did.
So.
And how
Looks like they did try and contact her.
if somebody came to me and was like, this isn't in your contract, I just don't know what situation. You try to diffuse the situation as easy as, it's $150. How are you charging them an extra $150? You just charge them $6,000 for the wedding that includes an album.
Yep. Now, Andrea Polito also responded with an open letter prior to firing back with the lawsuit, so you can read her side of the story.
What did it say?
I'll put a link on there.
Paraphrase it.
It pretty much said this.
What was this?
Defamation, that kind of stuff.
Oh, that they defamed her? Is that it?
That's it for
That's
that.
all for
And then we
photo news.
wanted to talk about the luggage video that we saw.
So the luggage video, I guess it's been floating around for a couple of years, but it's the first time that I saw it. Can you play it here? Or you want them to go to the website?
Go to the website, yeah.
Go to the website. You could see why they say you should take your camera gear on the plane with yourself.
Yep.
Or have a Pelican or something that's really
Hard case. Make sure you got cutout foam, good to go.
That's
stuff
why you
tied
can't.
down.
That's why you can't put an airport security or an international. That's why you shouldn't put it underneath if it's going to go through the conveyor.
Yep.
Now, if you're gonna plane check it on those little planes and then they leave it next to the plane at the end, you're better off.
Now, what happens if you are on the plane but the overhead is full and you check it there right off the plane? Do they bring that down themselves?
No, that ends up going underneath.
It does go through the
but
conveyor.
on the smaller planes, you check right there because a lot of the bins are too small.
Yeah.
Then they check it there, and then when you get off the plane, it's sitting there waiting for you.
So that's not that bad.
Speaking of overhead bins, Boeing has announced a new plane, the 737 MAX.
Really?
It's a 737 800S.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but
737 700s we've been flying.
Okay.
On Southwest only flies 737 Boeings. So the new configuration allows for 6 bags to fit. Like 6 airport securities across could fit.
Oh,
because no
wow.
longer do you have to lay it down flat. You can put it on its side, and they got 6, where in the other way you could only get 4. They've developed a new bin system that can be replaced in the old bin. This is actually
thank God,
good
man.
for photographers.
Yeah.
Because even in the old planes, they can replace the bin. They were able to change the height and redesign it to allow for more overhead space.
It sucks because like the bins kind of curve at the end.
Well, that's
when
because the plane curves.
obviously, but so when you put something that's rectangle, you can't put it all the way through like your security.
Right. But then you stand it up, boom.
If only
new
they
cases.
brought it out a little more into the aisles or something like that.
And here's a word of warning. Be careful if you're going to open an overhead compartment when you're in a plane because, oops, you may drop somebody's hurricane almost on somebody's head. Todd did by accident.
did.
The 2 people next to him.
He got up like 3 times during the flight.
It's like, Todd, what are you doing? You're making this lady
and
stand
it was
up.
like 2 older ladies too.
That were jokers.
they were nicest
Yeah.
ladies ever, but yeah,
They were jokers.
They were jokers.
All right, so we're going to head back to Vegas now?
Let's do it.
So why don't we head back to Vegas? and talk to Todd, Steven, and I in our hotel room at the New York late night. The Snapchats were funny from that.
They were funny.
And we sat down for like 45 minutes just to talk about the things we liked and maybe didn't like from the show. And we thought it would be great to do it from Las Vegas. So here we go, back to Las Vegas. Hey, guys. It's about what time? 11:10?
11:15.
11:15 on...
2:15.
Technically.
2:15 at
You
home.
didn't change your clock.
No, it's still 2:15 on my watch.
You don't even... No wonder why Todd has overslept everything.
I wake up at noon.
Underslept.
I wake up at noon.
You wake up at noon? Mm-hmm. We good, Steven?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're here, guys. So what are we doing here in Las Vegas in our hotel room? Stop trying to blow my notes.
Keep drinking.
We're in our hotel room because we're here at NAB 2015, which is one of the largest video shows in the world, broadcasting shows. There is so much gear there that we thought it was very important now with the larger focus on video happening in the community. You know, I'm not going to lose my focus on photography, but being able to transition to do video is so important, and there's so many different toys here that we're playing with, and that's why we're here.
It's almost like a craft beer selection. When I look at all the people that are there, I can't focus.
Yeah.
There is so much stuff there
There's too many things.
that it's just like I just shut down.
Well, and
at
then
some
each
point.
booth is super technical, so you have to spend almost at least a half an hour at each booth to get all the information, all the
Yes.
specs,
Yep.
really
Yeah.
fully understand
Like
it.
one of the first things that we saw when we walked in that first day was that auto switching software for that for radio stations
Like
and
podcasting.
using
Yeah.
BBC One. That thing was pretty fascinating, but it's like you really need to know what you're doing. So
we
this,
spent a while there alone.
I think it's more. You're right. It's more technical than PPE. PPE is like, look, camera gear. You know, stuff. You know, the camera gear and lenses and things like that you look at. Yeah, but then all these other decks and
Well,
cars
there's stuff dedicated to radio, to broadcast television, to and then you got in the North Hall was all like software
Yeah,
and
so many different
editing stuff,
subgenres.
and it's just like, I mean, I think we did a good job at really focusing in on what we thought would be important to your audience.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
My goal for the videos for this is to bring you guys things that I think you will find interesting for DSLRs or video production that are either affordable or astronomically not affordable. What?
Nothing.
What are you looking at?
I'm just looking at Steven.
Did I say something?
Todd's
No.
just looking at me extremely
I'm
creepy.
I'm just trying to make Steven
It's his
laugh.
creepy uncle face.
So when I say really expensive, something like Canon's 50 millimeter to 1,000 millimeter lens with a 1.5 converter built in, that is $70,000.
That's
nothing.
That's a big dog.
Chump change.
That's a big dog.
So why don't we talk about my pants real quick? We'll get that out of the way.
I love your disco balls.
Well, what happened is
How
Todd
long
and
have you been
I
saving that one?
Wrote that down a week ago.
see Todd and I ordered a stripper, and Jared showed up with those pants on.
Speaking of, we've got a whole lot of Snapchat, and you can run those Snapchats here because we're gonna save them to the phone so that you can do that, and we'll cut them in here for anybody that hasn't seen it. But for those of you who didn't know and didn't follow the Snapchats, or actually, I want to ask the people who did follow the Snapchats, did you see? I mean, Todd was in charge of Snapchat, so he logged in on his phone, and he was the one who was doing. The first day, he did 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
I was just shooting everything I could.
Which is great.
It's like a Snapchat record.
Since you can't give us feedback on Snapchat, leave us comments here on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Did you enjoy the behind-the-scenes Snapchatty coverage?
Did you like me punching Jared in his junk when he was waking me up in bed?
That did happen. But let me get back to the pants.
Fine.
The pants, Todd.
You got them from Video Blocks.
I got these from Video Blocks. We went over to Video Blocks' booth, and they're all wearing these shiny pants. And I was like, I want shiny pants. So the CEO was there, the CFO, all of the other people, and they gave me my own pair of pants.
Which they said they never do, right?
Yeah, the CSO was there. The Chief Sequence Officer.
Sequins?
Sequences.
Should have been sequins, Todd.
Sequins.
Not sequence.
Sequence.
What are they in order?
No, well, it's a sequence.
I better not.
Jared's face is dropped. He's like, what
A
does that
sequence is
stand for?
sequence.
Anyway, Video Blocks, thank you for the pants.
Which was very enjoyable.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of notes here.
You know what was cool about Video Blocks? is when Steven and I snuck around the corner. When
Yes.
You were yapping your face off, and we found the guy that cuts the foam out like by computer.
Yeah.
And puts it into the boxes.
The
That
cases,
was awesome.
the
That was
Pelicans. What's it
awesome.
called? My
My-
custom
My
case.
custom case, I think, or something like that.
MyCustomCase.com.
I don't
or
think
something?
that's what
I'll
it is.
pop up the
we'll
right
pop
name
it up
on
on
the
the screen.
screen.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
showed me this.
Oh, it was so cool.
What's so awesome
cool.
about it is, and you'll see this in our recap video, sponsored by VideoBlocks, that you basically go onto the website and you put in the size of your box, no matter what size your box.
Small box, big box,
Extremely large box,
Deep
extremely
boxes.
tiny
deep
box.
boxes, shallow boxes.
Tiny boxes, you're right.
No, but you can pick like I got a 5D. Okay, they give you the shape of the 5D.
On the computer, you lay it out.
Put it into the size of the box you have, and boom, it's perfectly cut for your 5D and the cards and the lights and
So
whatever.
basically, you can make sure that whatever size lens you have, it will fit in the box.
Oh god.
But
What-
you don't have to mess with the plucking.
Yes.
No pluck and peel.
No plucking and peeling, which I
Make your case look like shit.
I think I want to do this, but
Well, I wanna
I
do it
thought it
too.
was cool. It was one
Look.
of those things that I ran to Steven. I was like, Steven, I think this is really cool. And he was like, that's pretty cool. And then we ran to Jared and we were like, Jared, we think this is really cool.
my God, let's go
Oh my
there.
God, let's go over there.
Well, what is cool about it is it's custom. You can
Yeah.
order cases from them, or they carry the Pelicans or whoever else makes those hard
Yeah, yeah.
cases. And what I like is that they can do a thing inside of a thing. It's
like Inception.
Right. So if you cut, say, a thing that's an inch deep, and you put that on top, and say you have like 6 or 8 inches of foam, you can say you wanted something else to be 5 inches deep, and so that it can drop underneath. So it utilizes it. But here, so the owner. What?
What about 3.5 inches deep?
So the founder guy, the guy's really passionate. The owner, he was cool. He's also
He
the guy who
was super
developed
good.
he developed
Yeah,
the
he was
software.
great. Software,
but I
he
will
was super cool.
I will tell you the website looks like 1998's finest.
does.
I didn't want to
doesn't
say it
matter.
to him.
It
I know it
doesn't
doesn't
matter,
matter.
but it worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
All right.
And the software too. Looked
So
like
that-
it was straight up from 1995.
but it worked. It's a great idea.
And he's from Jersey.
He is from Jersey.
Yep.
So that's one of the favorite things
People. These are people.
My people.
because Steven's from Jersey. What are some of the other cool things? Any other cool booths that you enjoyed?
I mean, I loved the giant ring light from FNV.
That's right.
I mean, it was like a basketball hoop.
I could
It
put
was
my
huge.
head through it.
Yeah, it was that. I'm in love with that light. I already have a man crush on FNV lights, regardless. But
Well,
that,
we have
We're
the
using them right
FNVs
now.
here.
but that we're using them here. But that giant light was like it was like a basketball hoop, and it threw a crazy awesome ring light
Awesome
in
catch
your
light, yeah.
eyes. I mean, it looked
We can put it up. Mm-hmm.
great. And I want to get my hands on that. They were super cool guys, and I've always been a fan even before meeting anybody because
Yeah.
I think they've got a great color temperature on their lights.
Right, and so one of the things that I thought was cool that you showcased to me was the Kessler Pocket Jib Traveler.
Traveler.
Yeah,
Very
that
cool.
was awesome.
This thing weighs 5 pounds.
Yep.
Can hold up to 7 pounds. It's rated for 10, but they told us that it would take 7 pounds.
Dude, it was like this big. It was probably 3-4 feet. It was about this big. No, but seriously, it was like 3-4 feet, if that.
So
Yeah,
it's
folds
a
down like a
travel
tripod.
jib. It
Yes.
folds down really
Yeah.
small, fits in a shoulder bag. You could put it on any tripod that you have, and you can put a DSLR on there.
Yep.
And it's something that we think we want to travel with because it was so smooth. You can show that video footage, making your editing even harder. But I figure you're going to cut things in anyway.
Yeah, you don't have to even bring it up.
All right, good. But no, it's
not
so
gonna relay it.
He's not gonna do it anyways.
it was so amazing to see this thing. And look, it's $600, but knowing that the one that they sent us that they call a travel jib was $2,500.
And that's, I mean, you can break that down and you can take it places, but it's not something I want to haul on my back and take to say the Grand Canyon.
No way.
But that pocket jib was
Smooth.
perfect, and it's such a perfect entry level jib for somebody that needs that wants that movement.
Yeah.
In DSLR
You can
video,
strap that on your
it
bag.
was perfect.
But here,
Just
look,
like a tripod.
yes,
$600. It's a lot of money. That's not a little bit of money.
No, it's
but
not
in
a
the
little
grand
bit.
scheme of things, if you're doing a job and that hero shot gets you, where it's traveling up from my feet all the way up above me, that hero shot makes you the money. It's going to pay for itself.
Yeah, that is the type of production value that separates you from other people in your market.
And it's easy.
And if it's only $600, you bill that to the client, or maybe, you know what I mean? You'll make that money back. I thought it was great. I can't wait to get our hands on it.
Steven, other favorite products for you? Zacuto?
Zacuto was one of my favorites, checking out the rigs. The recoil rig is what I actually wanted to rent for for NAB, but Borrow Lenses was actually out of stock. I went the Red Rock rig anyway, and I love that too as well. But Zacuto had this, it's called the Tornado, like focus puller, and basically it doubles as a stable handheld.
like a handle.
Yeah, it's a handle.
And then you
but
twist
you can
it.
also just twist your hand, and it follows. It's a follow focus
It's like
as well.
this,
It's
right?
great.
Like this?
It's like that, yeah.
Just like that.
It's just like that.
Nah, dude, I'm with you.
Yep.
I think if I had to choose one rig,
One rig to rule them all.
I would probably go after the Zacuto, and the basic rig is $1,600, and I don't think it's not the most expensive thing, and it's not the cheapest, but I mean you could easily spend $3,000 on a rig.
And we had Jared actually he was pulling focus
yeah.
and trying out the rig, but it was paired with the Shogun. And that Shogun, man, when you actually pair it up with something and use it as a focus puller,
Oh yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Screen-wise, I
yeah,
mean,
it was nice. It was nice.
that screen
yeah,
was sharp.
very nice.
So we talk about this gear as if video is expensive. Video isn't cheap. It's
Yeah.
a lot more expensive than taking still images because
Yeah.
there's storage involved, there's lighting, there's jibs and tripods and shoulder rigs and audio. It adds a whole different dynamic. But we know a lot of you guys are getting into that direction, or at some point will flip the switch to turn your DSLR into a video camera.
Yep.
One of my favorite things, I always go for the weird stuff, was the custom clocks.
That's what I was
yeah.
going to say too.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Oh,
Branded clock? I don't know.
I
Whatever.
don't know what the
Master
name
clocks.
was.
Master clocks.
Yes.
Master clocks.
They're called master clocks.
Yeah.
What a kind of a good name. But they were these custom clocks. I've wanted to have a clock hanging on my wall for a long time. Todd, shut up.
You like big clocks.
I do like big clocks, whatever, because I'm blind. But they had these clocks.
Close your eyes.
They had these clocks that we could put Frono's photo on it, and it would
Yes.
go
ticker
across
on
the
by,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, that was
and
great.
the timers count down, they count up. I just thought it was great. One, because of the multiple colors that you could do it in,
Yeah.
and the fact that I thought their booth was great. What do? They do master clocks. So what is their booth? It's a whole bunch of different random clocks just up there, bright.
And the dude said they supply clocks to like NASA.
He said NASA.
Yeah.
And he
I was
also
like,
said,
well, that's pretty good.
and he also said SpaceX.
They're
just
pretty
sold,
legit.
Just sold 10 of them to SpaceX, so they
That's
must be
pretty good.
Look, we're talking about an $1,100 clock.
Yes.
That's pretty expensive, like an
Yes.
Apple Watch.
Yeah.
A high-end Apple Watch.
Yeah. It's
nice
not the clock
clocks.
I got from Spencer's. It's not that.
No, but so you mentioned Atomos.
Yeah.
Atomos seems to have one of the largest presences.
They were
They
everywhere.
spent the money to be the sponsor for NAB.
They were everywhere. Every walkway you went through, they had a little banner. That was an impressive presence for them.
Well, and so we got 28 press releases one morning. They released like 8 press releases, Atomos, and then we went over to the booth. We talked to Jeremy, who is the founder of Atomos, which is
super cool.
Nice
awesome.
guy,
guy.
man.
Super cool. Yeah.
Did you see how close he talked to me, by the way?
No.
You didn't see it must be an Australian thing.
Actually, I think I have some B-roll of
No,
that.
it was nice.
we
enjoyed
we
it.
were within 8 inches of each other's face.
Can I get that video of the two of them so close?
You can, and you can play some music. That's not why I wanted to bring that up. What they came up with was something called Bare Bones, which is
That's what I'll name the video.
bare bones. They call it bare bones because a lot of people want to get into the Atomoses and don't need all of the extra accessories. So the Atomos Ninja 2, the Ninja 2, which was formerly $699, which is on the Wheel of Fro, is $699.
I'm
Well,
waiting for it to hit there one
no
day.
longer is it $699 for just the Ninja 2 and an AC adapter and a caddy. Is
The bare
it was
bones.
$395.
Yep.
So for $395
yeah.
bucks, you can now have the ability, which is what most people complain about. Oh, DSLRs only do 20 minutes for Nikon, and they only do 30 minutes for
Yeah.
Canon. Well, now you can do as long as you have enough battery power, which with the AC power, you have enough AC power to last as long as you put a hard drive in there. You're good. $395 gets you into the game.
Man, those things are perfect because I mean,
really are.
You need a dedicated monitor, and you need a recording solution. It's just like
Well, we will say though that
They're slam dunk.
the Ninja
for
2
real.
screen is not as good as the Ninja Blade.
It's probably bigger and better than the little monitor on your DSLR.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So
It
I
is.
mean, that's where my
I mean,
head's
it
at.
was
That's
clearly
where
a
my head's
progression
at.
from the Ninja
Yeah.
2 to the Blade to the Shogun. They're
Right.
just better and better.
It is, but the
But
price,
you're also paying for it.
You are paying
Yeah.
for it. But
Sure,
if you want to
yeah.
get in the game and you want to record, because we just would put extra ones of those things right here,
Yep.
and we don't really worry about the monitor too much.
Yeah.
So so what else? Why
Well,
why
if
did
you-
my shirt come off?
Well, I mean, if you're going to talk about the Atomos, you got to talk about the Atomos girl who had no shirt on, but she had pasties,
She did. I got close. I couldn't tell.
and then she was painted. She was painted the day we were there.
Like a
She was
ninja.
like painted like a ninja, and it was like black
Black
all
and
over
red.
her.
Which
3.5
is-
hours of painting, she said in the morning, because I got intimate with her.
Wow.
I got to ask her questions when I was standing.
Well, I think
next
she was
to her.
supposed to mimic the Ninja 2 Ninja on
And
the
today
actual
she was the
packaging.
Shogun?
Today she was the Shogun, which is all yellow.
You saw more.
Oh,
Yeah. So
she
each
was
day she was
yellow
like a different
today.
product.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
So
you got in a sword fight.
surprisingly, Jared took his shirt off.
I mean,
That's weird.
hey, whatever.
She's getting more attention than me. I gotta take my shirt off.
Let me take my shirt off.
Whatever.
But you guys did it in front of a
And
green
then you
screen.
then you did ninja swords.
We did. We fought ninja swords.
stabbed
but
you.
There, enough.
She killed you with a fro
It was
pick.
fun.
She did, but
No, you killed yourself with a pro pick.
so we walk into the Canon booth, right?
Oh,
we
the
can't
Canon
figure.
booth was crazy.
We can't figure out what to do, and the next thing I know is I have the vice president of Canon USA coming up, going, "I loved your CES coverage, and especially when you sang the Titanic song from our booth. That was great." And one thing led to another, where we're like, "Well, we want to play with the C300 Mark II. We want to play with the XC10, and we want to play with there was some other stuff."
It was like Men in Black came out through the woodwork. It was like
Every
all these
executive-
suits came out. We were like, holy shit.
When I was telling Todd, there was actually a couple guys that looked like Secret Service dudes,
Yeah,
like
they did.
stuff in their ears.
They
like,
would
they're
have
like,
punched you straight in the junk if you would have ran off with that camera.
They have like taser guns ready to go.
But the great thing is they let us do things that we would have never been able to do,
Yeah.
like get up into the Jeep motif that they had
Well,
going
yeah,
on.
they had sets set up so
Legit
that
sets.
people could play with the C300, C500, C100, and it had a scene of a jungle scene.
Mm-hmm.
And they let Jared up in the Jeep with the monkey, with the deer, and
the best is
I
the-
was like, this is amazing.
That was great.
It was amazing.
How about the actors when they wouldn't break character? You were trying to talk to them.
Like,
and they
so
would-
hey, how's it going out here in the wilderness? And they just ignored me.
You're like, hello.
I thought that
anyone?
was amazing.
But
I thought that was amazing.
How good does the C300
Mark
Mark
II?
II look?
This,
I mean, first off, 17 grand or 16 grand, 15.99, something like
16,
that.
yeah.
16.
16,000 straight.
Very expensive.
not the entry level. Now
But-
I will say, the C100 Mark II is a wonderful camera.
just doesn't do 4K.
No, it does not do 4K. I mean, now the Mark II C300, that just leapt up to 4K. No secret that I've been bugging you that I think that we should probably move into that realm,
Oh, I'm all
possibly the
with you.
C300
Yep.
Mark IIs, especially if we're going to do like 2-3 camera
Documentary style.
documentary
The
style
5-minute portraits,
production,
the Fronos
on the
photo
run.
show,
like just higher production value stuff, and you it is what it is.
Look, those cameras are absolutely insane.
Crazy.
Just we went to a Canon dinner. Thank you for dinner, by the way, at
Yeah.
Fogo de
Oh
Chao.
yeah, that was nice.
That
Yeah.
was nice. But listening to
lots of meat.
there was a lot
The
of
one Irish gentleman.
the one Irish gentleman who
like
works
head
there.
engineering or
He
something
knew
like that.
everything. He was such a wealth of knowledge. I
yeah.
loved hearing everything he had to say. But
meat too.
He broke down that camera so well from the dual Digix 5 and all, just the fact that it's the focusing
Oh,
capabilities.
the older guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you could tell he loved that camera.
Well, you could tell he just loves his
He
job.
just-
Yes.
Yeah, he loves doing what he does.
And I was like, you know what? I think I really love that camera too.
I like it as well.
Great presentation.
Plus, what I liked about making the videos, some people get nervous in front of big wigs and things like that. But when I saw all of the suits standing around, all the people that make the decisions, and they put that XC10 in my hands,
Yeah.
it was showtime.
Yeah.
I just put on a show. I perform better in front of a crowd.
Well, they unleashed
They
all
took
the
it off,
cameras for
yeah.
us. They were untethered for us, and then
when they let you hold the C300 Mark II with what lens was it?
No, the C300 Mark II with a 30 to 300 Cine lens,
Which
which $24,000.
So
Yeah.
that was probably a $40,000
Yeah,
setup
and that
right
was
there.
so heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So heavy. But
Yeah.
back to the
Well, I will say the XC10 though on the other side was the lightest. It felt
right,
like a toy.
it's 2 pounds.
2
Yeah.
pounds.
2 pounds, 4K camera. They take the CFast 2.0 cards,
Yep.
which is the death knell to the XQD. They're done.
Oh, yeah.
CFast 2.0 is the big thing here. That every camera for 4K
Yeah.
or video is taking CFast 2.0. Why? Because it's super duper fast and it's super stable.
And does Lexar make?
Yeah,
Those
Lexar
cards?
makes them.
Those
SanDisk
cards?
makes them.
Okay.
I'm sure Transcend may get into that game at some point.
Yeah, and you know when we were even at the dinner, they were calling that that XC10 like a good B, C, D camera.
What's that mean to people out there?
It's the camera you strap to a car.
Yeah.
Into a car chase,
Or
like
you
the
don't
ones
care
you're,
if
the
it-
ones you're not afraid if they
they get
fall off.
destroyed.
Now
Or-
I'm talking about big budget movies, but you know,
Or
but
you
that-
give it to like the
Better than a
backup guy and
GoPro.
say, here, be the third angle just to have fun.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm considering. Like, it might be nice for me to have a camera like that when I'm just behind the scenes, and we've got dedicated shooters, and I could just grab an extra shot.
Yeah.
It might be nice just to have that.
What did you relate to? Like a high-end GoPro or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
it's like a high-end GoPro because
Yeah.
you know we use GoPros, but then you will bitch and complain about we
quality's
got to
terrible.
fix the color,
Yeah.
we got to do this and that. With something like that, no, it's not going to be a C300, a
Yeah.
C500,
Sure.
but it's going to be way better than a GoPro.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And the price is
Well, $2,500.
$2,500.
It's still expensive.
So it should be
yeah.
a little bit better than a GoPro.
So that's Canon. Canon's booth was awesome.
Now Nikon was
Well, let me get into that.
okay.
I want to be the guy that does this.
I was going to ask you. Well, I was trying
We went
to throw
from
that to
Canon.
you. I was trying to
Well,
throw
I
it to
was
you.
throwing it to myself.
You like to do yourself?
Yes, in these shiny pants, man.
I can tell. Take another drink. Can I watch?
So back to the Nikon booth. Wait, what Nikon booth? It's more like
Yes.
what Nikon booth?
Yes.
Nikon had this little morsel of a piece of crap square in the middle of the show. Everything
Not in the
was,
middle, in the way
No,
back of
yeah,
the show.
just somewhere. Little puny stage, little puny setup, really crappy. I'm gonna get shit for this, but whatever. It's the truth. Either Nikon wants to play in the game of video, or they don't want to play in the game of video.
Yeah.
They either go in or they don't. Now they can't compete budget-wise with Canon because Canon's a printer company, optic company, calculator company.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
look at
Everything
Nikon.
company.
Yeah.
I like the Nikons for shooting video. I like some of the options in the D4S, the D750 that have that smooth ISO transitioning.
Yeah.
The stepping. That stuff's awesome. But get into the freaking game at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah,
They weren't in the game.
That was surprising to me because, look, I use a lot of Canon stuff, but dealing with you, I've shot with some of your Nikon stuff. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's some nice picture there. But, man, it was like night and day. I mean, freaking Canon had just this massive, like, monolithic setup.
It made
and Canon
Nikon-
was like, and Nikon looked like Best Buy, corner at Best Buy.
Literally, yeah.
Right, and they look like Kodak.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you see
it
a
was
Kodak booth, that's a
crazy.
joke
Yeah.
anymore.
Now, I will say at CES and Photokina and Photo Plus, obviously Nikon makes a huge appearance
For
Okay.
photos.
Okay.
for photos, for the still side, but yeah, video.
Wow.
It'd be interesting to see whether they make a dedicated video camera or they don't.
Yeah.
I like the video features. I still love it. But speaking of using Canon, I use the 5D Mark III and the 11. This is the 11 to 24 f4.
Yep.
Use that one to shoot a 5-minute portrait in front of the New York.
Yeah.
That video is going to come up at some point, but it was a challenge for me. It wasn't a challenge. We didn't even make a big deal out of the gear I was using. It was more so about the lens.
Yep.
I used a 5D Mark III. Easy to use.
Lens is great, though.
The fantastic camera.
Yeah.
We did dragging the shutter stuff. Tried to shoot at that blue hour. So it was a challenge for me to shoot something like I haven't done before, really. But it turned out really, really well. Really informative because you get to see the wheels in my head turning again. Because I have to think about what I'm doing. So that was definitely cool.
I liked it a lot. I love seeing that lens at 11 and at the 24.
I don't
mean,
know how effective it is at 11 though, because it's just like we
Well,
looked at the Wheel of Fro.
You know me and my rap videos. You know, I shoot my music videos and stuff like that. That 11 is just a huge.
Yeah.
I love that look. I love the 11 to 24. I feel like if I had to do it over again, instead of the 16 to 35, I'd go to the 11 to 24, especially for the music videos.
Yeah, but at $3,000.
My wife would probably kill me.
Yeah, it's double the 16 to
But
35.
I'd probably.
Yeah, but it gives you such
But
more reach.
I
Even that 5 millimeters. Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I mean, 16 to 35 is really cool, but I'm.
But
telling
you already have a 24 to 70. It's like you're already
You're copying like
exactly. You already have most of
yeah,
that.
you already have that. So I mean, going all the way to 11 to 24.
Perfect range. That gives you the trinity right there.
Because then at that point, what are you going to do? You're going to get the 16 to 35, and then what your other option used to be to go buy the dedicated 14.
Yep.
But
Which
all-
isn't too expensive,
which
but
isn't
it's
terrible.
dedicated at 14.
But then at that point, you've got if you own both of them, why not just get the 11 to 24? Like
Look-
if I had to do it over again, I'd probably do the 11 to 24.
Yep.
Right. Well,
one and done.
I'm debating purchasing this one for us, and I don't own a freaking Canon.
Yeah.
You should definitely buy it so I can borrow it.
But that's borrow lenses. But that's the point of this lens is I've gotten into the mindset of knowing that it's not just for stills anymore. Like remember, I would be like, why do you need VR and a wide angle lens? Well, in this day and age, we bought you the 24 to 105 VR.
Yeah.
And that on a rig, it's so smooth.
Dude, I love
you
it.
need the IS and VR wide angle for video.
It just adds the extra smoothness when you
Yeah.
have the rig, all the stability from that alone, plus the IS.
talk about rigs.
It's perfect.
Well, speaking of smoothness, DJI Phantom 3.
yes.
I wanted to go in and get a haircut, which they're going to see that video when that's done. I was just staring at that thing for how stable it was when it was standing there.
Pretty crazy.
I went into
Yeah.
for whatever. I went into the thing.
Yep.
And
the cage.
The cage,
Yeah,
that's,
the cage.
that's roped off, so if something goes awry,
Yeah.
they're covered. Because what they did is they let us put a card inside the advanced model, which is the 4K
No,
model.
the professional model.
Oh, the professional model, which is the 4K model. That was cool. I'm looking. That thing's priced to sell at $1,259.
I can't
That's
believe
what
that.
it is?
Yeah.
$1,259.
Very inexpensive.
That's
compared to their
crazy.
Inspire One,
Which
which
begs
is
the
$3.
question: is are they cannibalizing their Inspire One sales
Or maybe
because
they're
it's the
phasing
same
things out.
camera?
Maybe they're phasing it out.
They just phased it in.
Oh.
It's brand new, Todd.
Wow. I really enjoyed the drone stuff, but that Ronin,
The Ronin
stabilizer,
M. The Ronin M.
it's the Ronin M.
Yes.
Well, for mini or micro or
I
massive,
I-
small.
I want that in the worst way. I think that's a wonderful little rig.
For hand holding and running and
Yeah,
Running and gunning, yeah.
Just such a great stabilizer. Now, I don't think it's something that we would want to use all day, like on you know,
No.
you'd want to have a shoulder thing.
Yeah.
But for a stabilizer to chase somebody around, and we did some cool stuff with it,
With me.
video wise,
Yeah.
with you. That and I think that thing was how much?
You know, I don't know the price.
No,
I
he
don't
said
remember.
under $2,000.
Oh, he said under $2,000.
He wouldn't give
Wow.
us a price. So here's the
I
thing
think
with
that's
that
great.
though is you can't pull focus while it's moving.
No,
No, but
they,
they
had a
showed us
remote-
a prototype.
Yeah, they had a remote focus.
Well, they showed us a
Yeah.
prototype of a future remote focus
Yep.
that you'll attach to that, and that right there, you have somebody pulling focus and like Hing would
Yeah,
plug into
yep,
an Atomos
yep,
now.
yep.
Hing talks about pulling focus to an Atomos.
Yeah, yeah.
And because he can do that, not only can he record the signal to it, because you have the light bridge, you could record
Yep.
into the Atomos if you wanted as another thing, but you could pull focus from that while somebody flies it.
Yeah, I mean, those are the little toys, like, we talked about the Jib and we're talking about the Ronin. It's those little things that really separate videos that I do or you do or anybody does
Yeah.
from the rest of the pack.
Oh, yeah.
Those, it's 5 seconds of like a Ronin shot or 5 seconds of a Kessler Crane shot
Yeah.
that just separate you from the rest.
They add that much.
Here's the thing, though. We know that not everybody can afford having this off the bat.
Sure.
But most of this stuff you can rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can build that into the price of whatever you're shooting.
I've done that. Like,
Todd's
I've-
cheap.
I'm super cheap. I have waited.
I mean, so cheap that this drink is double. He didn't even put any money down on the table for it.
no.
I paid
That's
for
like
my
an
beer.
$18 drink.
The fact of the matter is I've built certain costs into productions that I was like, you know what?
Cigarettes.
I think now is the time.
Hookers.
Now is the time I need a jib, and I'm gonna put it I'm going to put it into this production, and I'm
Yeah.
going to add that cost to it. And I mean, that's just something as a business person you've got to consider.
Build it
is
in,
is
yeah.
it worth it for you? But at the same time, is it going to help separate you from the rest of the pack?
Yep.
So I love that a lot. I thought that was great. I mean, back to rigs though. How many freaking rigs?
Everywhere.
do you like your rig?
Everybody was selling a rig.
Well, and every time I walked around, like Jared just said, someone will come up to me, "Hey, do you like your rig? Do you like your focus puller?"
Bro, how do you like your rig?
Do you want a better one?
Do you want a better one? I got a better one for you.
That's exactly what they would say, and
I
they'd give me a
know.
card and be like, "Come to our booth."
Come to our booth.
Everybody's
down the
trying to
street.
sell us everything.
Dude, I'm
honestly.
telling you, I bet you there were at least 10 to a dozen different shoulder rigs.
Oh, yeah.
For DSLR cameras.
that all do this almost the same thing.
Generally
Basically.
the same thing.
Generally.
Minus Sakuto's new Focus Tornado puller
Yeah.
thingy. That was
So-
really the only thing that separated them.
So you have a couple of notes: breakdowns and power walking.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, your power walking is unbelievable.
I warned Todd
It's
of
just
this
my
before
walking.
we started.
Well, let's go back to the rigs.
Yes.
So he's got a 25-pound rig on his shoulder.
Yep.
And then you
All day,
want to
every day.
freaking power walk.
It's called
Like-
walking.
No, you're
With
you-
the-
No,
with
you're
important-
walking
important-
times
what's the lady
10.
that does the pony prancing?
I don't know.
Dude, you are off to the races.
It's work walking with a purpose.
You're like,
He walks-
You're like Hans and Franz.
Oh, it's insanely fast. And I told Todd in the beginning, I'm like, get ready. We're going to be power walking this entire trip.
Nope.
And you actually did get to experience what it felt like for a shoulder rig and how much I'm carrying
Yeah.
all
It's
day.
easy.
And I'm like, just slow it down. You held it for like a minute, and you're like, this
I'm
is
like,
so
"Get this
heavy."
off of my
I'm like, I've been
shoulder.
holding it for 8 hours.
I know,
This is horrible.
He was holding it for 2 minutes. He's like, get this off.
I'm like, yeah,
like,
welcome to
this
my
is-
life.
He's like, I'm
I'm
done.
like, wait, I'm
Yep.
like, Steven, you walk around with something
Yep.
like this,
Yep.
you're crazy.
Yep.
The counterweight alone, I think, is 10 pounds
And he doesn't
on that
bitch
rig.
about it.
Yeah.
I try not to. I mean,
Yeah.
there's occasions where I'm like, I just need a 5-minute break, you know?
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
power walking, I try to speed up. It's just tough with all that weight running and chasing and following you. But
And
anyway,
it's a-
breakdowns.
It's a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of ground
Yeah.
to cover.
Oh, breakdowns, that's a whole other thing. Now see, you're on Jared is on probably 2 different speeds. Mm-hmm. He's super psyched to do things, and then he's just bored. And then he's
No,
just
not
bored.
bored.
This
No,
sucks.
and then he's bored. This sucks. We should be doing that.
I don't want to
And
do
then
this
he's just
anymore.
angry. So he's super hype,
No, Todd, no.
bored,
no.
and then angry.
It's not true.
That's so true.
This sucks.
The first
I don't
step-
even know what we're doing.
First
my
step
God,
in recovery
clocks.
is acknowledging.
Is admitting it.
It's, yeah, but it's not true. It's true. I don't. I mean,
Well, look.
I go ups and downs. Like I have major ups and downs, and I think I've been that way my whole life, even
Sure.
from a 5-year-old on.
It's called bipolar.
I was just going to say that. It's a mild version of bipolar.
It does.
Of being
It
bipolar.
did actually run in the family.
Look, I will say, I understand how important your audience is to you. And I know that has a lot to do with it because you want to make sure that you're putting forth to everybody
Yeah.
the very best product possible. And with something so hectic as a convention and all the nonsense going on, it can definitely get to all of us.
Well, I don't know. I get super hyped and good.
Yeah.
Like as soon as we're walking back in the hallway to drop our gear off at the end of the day, I'm all like, "Yeah, this
Oh,
is
then
great.
he's super
What
happy.
a great
I'm like,
day, guys.
where was this guy?
This was awesome."
And then you put a drink in his hand, and he's like a 5-year-old.
Oh, he's the best. You gotta punch him in the cock.
Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome.
So anything else? Any other things you want to talk about before we send it back?
Let me see.
How about the sandstorm?
Oh,
Crazy
yes.
sandstorm.
Yeah, the
Or whatever it was
sandstorm
called.
crazy.
it's a
Yeah.
sandstorm.
Sandstorm.
We go
like
outside.
50 mile an
and
hour
it's,
winds.
It's like 50 mile per hour wind gusts, and it looks like the world's about to end in Stargate.
yeah. It was
Oh
bad.
yeah. Or what's that? What's the movie? Interstellar.
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 The Blight. It was the
yes.
Blight.
It was totally
It was
that.
the Blight. Yeah, it
Which
was
I,
the
by
Blight.
the way, loved Interstellar.
Yeah. that
I
was
tried
good.
to convince your dad that it was awesome.
My dad then made a correction. It was like, you know what? Because I called him on the phone after. He's like, after thinking about it more, I think it was really good.
I thought it was
made me
incredible.
Yeah, I
think.
liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what though? Before we wrap, we talked about the C300.
Part two.
I do want to talk about the Black Magic.
Yes.
Ursa Minor.
Ursa Mini.
Ursa Mini.
Oh, it wasn't
Ursa
called the
Minor's
Ursa
a
Minor?
Star, right, or something?
It was
Yeah.
Mini.
Ursa
it was
Mini.
Did
Yeah.
I call
Ursa
it the Mini or the Minor?
You called it the Mini. You did it right.
And that shoots raw,
Raw 4K.
Cinema Raw, right?
And raw DNG raw.
Yeah, that's it.
and it shoots 4K 60 frames per second.
Right, and they also have a model that does 4.6K.
Yes.
Which I don't
And-
understand.
Which was more expensive,
And
right?
that thing is like 5K.
well, $3
Yes.
grand.
And
$3 grand for the
$3 for the one.
Incredibly
that's 4K.
affordable.
$5,000 for the other, whereas like the C300 is like 16,000.
And when I say affordable, I mean to the
I don't know
to
the
the more
difference.
advanced
But I mean,
filmmaker.
it's very affordable compared to other
what's out there,
other things
what they were
in
showcasing.
that range.
But do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's probably
Yes.
lacking compared to the C300?
You know what? I really would have to be hands-on because this is what Steve and I were kind of questioning. Like, how does it do in low light?
Yeah.
How does it
my
respond to X,
concern.
Y, and Z? Like, it's one of those things that I would love to get a C300 Mark II and this Ursa
Minor.
Ursa Mini.
Mini. God,
Ursa Mini, and
Ursa
really
Mini.
use them back to back in similar situations to just see how they compete. Because at that price point, I don't
It's
know,
priced to
man.
sell,
I don't know,
4K?
man. If it's close enough at that price point,
And
I
raw.
would be hard pressed as a cheap mofo to be like, yeah, sure, take another 11 grand.
right?
I'd probably be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna use the Black Magic. So
Have you worked with raw DNG?
Not personally, but then it also
haven't either.
it also shoots ProRes,
Yes.
which is nice. It shoots straight ProRes 422,
444.
444. So that'll dump right into your Final Cut programs, and Apple programs love.
Right,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and it saves it
ProRes.
right to 2 CFast 2.0 cards.
Yeah.
Dual CFast cards, I think,
Dual,
right?
yeah.
And they've got really nice monitors.
And
on
15
them,
stops
too.
dynamic range. Very
Oh yeah, yep,
exactly
yep,
like
yep,
the
yep,
C300.
Yep. I'm
Mark II.
I am very curious. I'll say that.
I've heard that about you.
And
And it felt good holding it.
if you guys keep drinking, we can find out how much more curious we are tonight.
On that note, Steven, anything else to add for you?
That's it. That's it for me.
God, you would have had anything tonight?
I don't want to sleep in the same room as this
Oh,
guy
speaking
anymore.
of rooms, I chose to be by myself.
But you're with us the entire
Except
time.
you knock on the door all the time. Guys, let me in.
Hey, what are you doing,
Hey,
guys?
guys, what are
Hey,
you doing?
Hey,
I'm cool
Guys,
with that.
What are you doing?
So I don't have to be alone, but then I like to sleep by
alone.
myself.
you know how happy we were that we didn't have adjoining rooms?
Why?
Because you would have made us have
there
the
a
door
door in
open the
there?
whole time. You'd be like, guys, just let's leave the doors open all night.
Todd, Steven, are you awake?
Yes,
I have an
it's 6
idea.
a.m.
I was thinking
Hey.
about something. I
Hey.
have an idea.
Guys.
Let's go shoot right now.
I mean, it's weird enough I stand over Steven as he sleeps.
Hey, Steven.
Steven.
All right, that's it. That's it. I'm sending it back.
Send it back, please.
I'm sending it back.
I got to go to my room right now. This guy's freaking me out.
Steven.
Stop.
I think security may be knocking at the door any minute now.
Yeah.
Our neighbors are probably like, "Oh, how do we get 3 chairs in here?"
It is almost midnight at this point.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So
I'm gonna play the penny slots.
this NAB 2015 has been fun.
Yes.
First time at this show, I think
Yeah.
it was a lot better for us than CES because it's less hectic. I think there's more to see.
Less congested.
Less
Way
congested.
less congested.
Yeah.
It's more enjoyable of a show to go to. Plus the the toys are, some of them are over my head. I don't understand most of it, but I'm learning, trying to do my best so I can bring the information to you guys. But I think it's been a lot of fun. So a big thank you to VideoBlocks for the pants.
Yep.
Videoblocks.com/go/fro. The CEO was awesome.
Yep.
Really nice
Oh, yeah.
meeting him. And it's been fun working with you guys. I think I've laughed a lot. I cried a little. You know, but no, I laughed. I think it's been good with the 3 of us.
Oh yeah, no, it's been great. It's been great.
Busting my balls the whole time though.
That's the only reason I'm here.
Todd's here for comic relief.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just here for comic relief and to break your balls.
All right. On that note, we're sending it back to the loft.
So, Steven,
So I think that's a pretty good recap of the show from there.
Quick recap.
Well, it's a quick recap of us talking about the stuff not actually being there.
Exactly,
I know Nikon won't be happy.
Yeah. But we also didn't recap the 3rd day.
Well, yeah, because the third day we ended up shooting more, and then we went to
And
Red Rock.
We left.
Yeah, we did.
We flew home.
Red Rock Micro.
Yep.
You were using a Red Rock rig.
I was using a Red Rock,
An
their
older one.
DSLR bundle. It's probably a couple of years old. It's still like their standard, but they have a new rig out.
Right, and the reason we wanted to go there is they had the one-man crew.
Yep.
Which is a camera, which is a slider
Automated
type thing,
slider.
automated that we're going to end up putting in this spot.
Yep.
That's going to add motion,
To the
repeatable
wide
motion
shot.
silently to it. So check out the one-man crew. That's a really cool thing. And then they had something that is going to make a lot of
Blew my mind.
this auto-focusing tracking system for high-end video.
Yep.
Like a C300 Mark II.
Yep.
There was this module that uses focus tracking that was absolutely unfreaking believable, that you could be at T1.5, which think of a f1.4 lens,
Yeah.
the equivalent of trying to manually focusing that to do focus pulling from
Trying
the
to-
foreground
yeah.
to the background is almost impossible. Well, with this, you have an app, and they have the hardware that they get you to, which is, I guess, designed on Android. But if I was to walk into the middle of the screen or the scene, the tracking would find me on the app as a dot, and then it would follow
like
me.
radar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would follow me all the way around, and then if you wanted to change that, you could pull the focus to the background. Or if Steven walked in and I was in the front and he was in the back,
That's what I loved.
Right, you could it could track one person at a time, but you can switch to the other person.
And the system's called Halo, by the way.
Yeah, it's called Halo. And so I could, if I'm the one in focus, somebody could grab the app and just pull it to you. When they release their finger, it's going to snap back to me and be in perfect focus at 1.5.
And if you are really particular, you could re-rack yourself manually as well. But I think what they should do with the app that they had on the iPad or whatever
Yeah.
they had, make it a simulator almost online, because it really explains depth of field too, because it'll show you in real time your depth of field
Yeah.
on the chart as you're scrolling through your
They
T-stops.
should. Yeah, they should make it playable.
Yeah,
so you can play with
like
it.
do some kind of online simulator.
That was awesome. That was one of the coolest things that we saw at the show, and we saw it after we had this discussion.
And they didn't have the final pricing for it, but I think he did say it was going to be around $2,000 to $5,000, somewhere in that range
$2,000
of
to
what they were going
$5,000?
to price it.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said $2,000 to $5,000.
That's
He
a
said
pretty big
starting
range.
at $2,000. It is a big range,
but it comes with
but it's not
a
like
tablet.
it's like $20,000 or something.
No, but for even
for high-end
$5
filmmaking,
grand,
it's affordable.
Could you imagine if I had it myself, a version of it for the DSLR, and I sat down, or I could walk around and make a video, and it would focus on me?
Yeah, I wouldn't use it if you were static, but yeah, if you were moving in your shot, perfect.
Pretty cool.
And they actually had it. Didn't they have it attached to the rig that they were showcasing as well, which automatically was focusing? Or no, they had their automatic
That was
follow focus.
Well, it wasn't automatically following you. It was just showing you distance.
Yeah.
Using sonar.
Yeah,
Boom, boom.
but it was automatically re-racking, wasn't
No,
it?
no, I was the one racking. I was turning that knob.
Okay,
I was.
gotcha.
That was just letting the focus puller know that this is 10 feet. This is 2 feet.
Yeah.
And
So when you're actually pulling focus, you can just real quick switch your lens to the 10 feet or 3
right,
feet.
because they would know if they were wirelessly.
It would tell you
pulling
the exact
focus.
distance.
Yep.
It's great.
So we haven't done some gear of the week, but we in a little bit. So why don't we do some gear of the week right meow?
Yeah, bring it back.
So do you want to grab some stuff from the floor for me?
What do you?
Or
what do
Sutter, you want to grab?
I don't know.
Some? All right,
I
just
don't know what you have.
grab me some of those mounts, please. These? Yeah, and the stuff under it. These? No.
What? They're all the same.
Yeah, those. The thing you just gave me that I threw.
Same thing I just gave you.
Yeah. This is fine. What else do we have? Anyway, Joby reached out. You know the Gorilla Pod people?
Yes.
The Gorilla Pod people, and they're like, what do you want? I'm like, I want some stuff.
I want everything.
I'm like, so I went on a shopping spree on their thing because we're getting ready to go away on some trips. But they had this is a suction cup and Gorilla Pod arm.
Which is great.
And it's
We don't
really
have
for the
that.
GoPro and stuff. I haven't used any of this yet, but they have a lot of different attachments and accessories for the GoPro that I think will be useful to have in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
You know, especially this one right here with the suction cup.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I don't know, why did I ask for one of these?
I don't know.
I didn't
You
ask
tell
for
me.
this. I didn't
That is so small.
I
Is
didn't
that
ask
for the
for
phone,
that.
I guess.
No, but they do have different phone attachments. And then there was that pole, that one down at the bottom, the pole. Yeah. It's a jib. It's like a handheld jib, Jibby McJibberson. Holy Jesus! Look at this. It's like a jib. Look on the side of the box.
Oh wow, it's like a handheld pulley system.
Right,
almost.
but it's like a jib so that you can move the GoPro.
Well, I love is that in the picture they have someone on a bike doing it or no? Or they're just taking video of someone on a bike?
That's a friend. That looks like a
Oh,
guy.
okay. It looks like a
wearing,
fishing pole.
Yeah. So the thing with that is it still comes down to the GoPro being not the greatest quality in the world.
But I will say for Vegas, we limited it to 400 ISO in the room.
Did it look good?
And it looked pretty clean.
Well, that was GoPro Hero 4.
That was the 4 too. You're right.
which I just picked one up.
Yeah.
And we haven't set mine up yet.
When you can do the manual settings, I think it's a decent camera.
Anyway, so I mean, some of these things look pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different options for it. Joby reached out, and I decided that I wanted to play with some toys, and they could come in handy for us, especially the suction cups.
Yep.
Like if you're taking off in an airplane and you want to do a video of the airplane taking off and flying, suction cup it to the window. I know Richie does that.
Yeah.
So, Wheel of Fro, Sutter.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so there's a lot. We're going to probably be getting a lot more gear from NAB. Because there's a lot of companies that want. Oh God,
Your back room is going to be completely filled. You're not going to be able to walk upstairs.
The one thing that was a little. Nope, not going there. Not going to go there. But there was a lot of stuff there, and a lot of people trying to push stuff at you.
Oh yeah. For example, every time I walked around with a rig, I think I might have talked about this in the recap that you guys just watched. But every time I walked around, hey, how do you like your follow focus? Well, I got this one to show you. Hey, how do you like your rig? I can show you this one. Hey,
Right.
how do you like that light on there? You need some more diffusion on there.
Yeah, so there was a lot of pitching, and as
Every
you'll notice
person.
again with the coverage that you're gonna be editing. I didn't talk to one salesperson in the video. There's nothing more I can't stand than we went up to the DJI booth and ended up having to wait like a half an hour because these other people were doing like a 30-minute interview.
I mean,
made up
they
of like
might
10
have
people.
had
No,
it
I
planned,
get
though,
that
and
they have a
scheduled.
plan. I
Yeah.
get that they have a schedule. But making a 30-minute just talking head video of the guy just relaying that same information over and over, it's just like, I don't know that most people are going to watch that.
I mean, if you want a one-stop shop for everything you want to know about DJI for NAB,
I disagree
It
with
works.
it wholeheartly. That's why we don't do it.
yeah,
'Cause
I
I don't
think what
agree
we
with it.
did was really unique, and you guys will see that in the recap video.
It's similar to CES.
Yeah,
Well,
but
no, it's different than
it's
CES,
different.
but in the same vein of we don't talk to, like I talk to people beforehand.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting actual footage from the products, like using
Oh.
the drone and putting a memory card in there and
Yeah.
getting the footage from that.
That stuff was
using
cool.
the new Ronin M and putting a memory card in that and getting footage.
We seem to get a lot of
That's what I'm talking about.
a lot of respect from most booths.
yeah,
when
which
we
is
came
surprising because it's a
around.
video conference and we're a photography website generally.
Right, with video options. But
Yeah, of course.
But a lot of the stuff seemed over my head. A lot
Me
of the video
too,
stuff,
man.
like I'm like, what are you guys
Super
talking about?
techie.
I'm like, stop being so technical.
Crazy specs. I mean, the video world is still fairly new to me in the high end.
High-end
the
video,
high end,
yeah.
Connectors and all this crazy.
Not even that. It was just
Dude,
like
the Canon meeting, for example, when he was going over the speech,
Yeah.
and just the product overview,
Yeah.
for the C300, all the terms and technology
like
words he was
aces
using,
and,
I was like,
and logs and all this other different formats and the curve. You'll be so happy with the curve.
I mean, that's generally the picture style and stuff they were talking about, and the dynamic range, but it all relates back to DSLRs and photography.
Yeah.
but it's just different terms,
Yeah.
different ways of wording it.
yeah, they need to explain stuff better.
Yeah,
in
well,
my
to
opinion.
us.
To us.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time for the Wheel of Fro. Let's go over the Wheel of Fro.
Let's do it.
Did it land on Squarespace last time?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think it did. I think it landed on your face.
My face.
Literally, your face on the wheel.
I love when stuff lands on my face. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, here's the Wheel of Fro. We're going to tell you what's on it this week. The same stuff that was on it last week. We've got
And every week before
Squarespace.
that.
Go to squarespace.com/fro to get your 14-day free trial. No credit card needed. I still use it. You have it, but haven't used it.
Dude, you know how busy I am.
I know. But that's the thing. When photographer, you'll notice this, that working photographers or people that are extremely busy in business of photography don't always spend a shit ton of time updating their website. You look at a guy like Cliff Mountner, a guy that's making $12,000, $13,000, $15,000, $20,000 a wedding. You go to his website and you're like,
Well, once you get a reputation, I mean,
right.
not really
It's
any
just-
need to.
You get there and you're like, well, this website's not the greatest in the world, but then the photos are tremendous.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's go make a website. Anyway, you need a website. Lightroom to get the Adobe Creative Cloud. We've got Creative Cloud for Photo Bundle. Rode
Yes.
microphones. We've got our Rode Broadcaster mics. These sound lovely.
Oh, yeah.
And tasty. Question mark. You can pick anything on the wheel but the grand prize. Borrow lenses, $250 in credit to borrow lenses. Sutter, call Borrow. I got to call them.
Quick note.
Quick note. I'll just take it.
Not even looking.
I'm not even looking. Look, I'm not even looking.
Look, it's so good.
I'm not even looking.
You're gonna come back
I'm not
and read
even
your
looking.
notes. What
Call
did I
Borrow
write?
Senses. That's an L.
Man.
Fro Prize plastic printers to get 250 free cards. VideoBlocks. Go to videoblocks.com/go/fro. Go check it out. You can get the 7-day trial, and you can see all of the footage that's in there. As an editor, you're going to love it.
And check out the marketplace.
Check out the marketplace. Squarespace again. Black Rapid for strap. Rode microphones. We've got the DJ. We got the what's this thing called?
The Atomos Ninja 2,
which formerly was $699.
Yes.
Or the regular is $699. Or you can get it as bare bones now for $395.
Yep.
Which is a pretty insane price to
What's
get
it
into
just
the
like
game.
the AC adapter, the actual drive,
AC adapter,
the unit itself,
the unit, and a caddy for the hard drive.
Yes.
Which
is really all
if
you
need to
need.
pick up batteries, you pick up batteries.
Yeah.
But if you're just sitting, if you're shooting a conference. How do you spell conference?
CONFERENCE.
Conference. What do I say?
I never said you don't say conference.
Todd makes fun of me all the time for conference.
Conference, I think you say it fine. It's comfortable.
Oh, it's comfortable.
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 How do you spell comfortable?
I said this before. COMFORTABLE.
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 Your
Comfort-
O's are like as.
Comfortable. Are you making fun of my speaking?
Comfortable.
We've had this discussion before.
Comfortable.
And we will keep having it.
Comfortable.
Everyone
That and
pronounces
hanger,
words differently. It's fine, dude.
hanger.
I mess
Let's
up
hang
words
out.
all the time.
Your G's are like g.
What,
Wait,
isn't
G's
it
are
G
supposed to be
a G?
Well, hanger is supposed to be like a very fluent sound, and you say hanger.
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 Eggs.
You sound like you're saying hang her.
That's terrible, Steven.
It is terrible.
You're horrible.
I'm a bad person.
You're a bad, bad man. So anyway, if it lands in there, you're winning a Ninja 2.
Yes.
Congratulations for you. Adorama Picks. Get some Adorama Picks stuff.
Yeah.
Pro Prize Think Tank Photo, who just celebrated their 10th anniversary.
I can't believe it's only been 10
Congratulations.
years.
It's only been 10 years,
what
but
they did
they're
so
one of
far?
the best
Oh, yeah.
companies to make bags in the world.
Definitely.
And then we've got audioblocks.com/go/fro. Very similar to what you have on VideoBlocks. It's just the audio, and that's where we got the audio for your photo news and for DeMarcus's sexy walk.
Ooh.
What?
I hope I have something good for that.
There's got to be. You just type in DeMarcus sexy
but
walk.
I
I'm just
got to
kidding.
find something like perfect. And I know I'll find it on AudioBlocks, but it's just going to take me some time. Because sometimes they have so much music, it's like I have to really pick
Hone it
out every
down.
single one and
I can see
figure
putting
out
in
which one's
funky walk or
the best. Funky fresh.
funky jazz.
Sexy model.
Sexy walk. Sexy time.
That's a good one,
That
yeah.
would be a good one.
Sexy time.
Sexy time. All right. So we're spinning for somebody, and I'm
Yeah, I
going to
don't know
spin it right meow.
who we're spinning for.
You right? Oh, wait, Sutter, what time is it?
Wheel of
Stretch those arms.
Dude, you don't smoke. You can have more lungs than that.
All right, I'll try again.
Wheel of
Around and round it goes where it's... He's still going. Oh, he lost it. Around and round it goes where it stops. Nobody knows. The Wheel of Fro is going to stop on Atomos right now.
I think it's going to stop on
Atomos. Atomos. I told you it was going to be close.
Again.
Guess what, Sutter? Get some more breath.
Wheel of
I told you that was going to be close, right?
It was close.
I felt it in my bones. Around and around it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. The Wheel of Fro is going to stop on. Uh-oh.
It might be Atomos.
This might be Atomos. Oh, no, it's going to be short.
Adorama. Jared Poland.
Jared's head. Oh, my God.
Guess who gets to
You win Jared's head.
touch my face? Congratulations, Gretchen Willis.
Yes.
You have won my face. I don't know what you're going to do with my face, but you have
Bad
won
things.
my face.
Ooh.
She won't do bad things. She's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady.
She's a nice Southern Texan mama.
There you go.
She used to be called Texas Mama.
Ooh.
That's what she went by
There you go.
back in the day.
Back in name.
Back in Nam. All right, so that was 2 spins of the wheel.
Yeah.
if I just
really
did that
hoping
just
for
a
the
little,
ninja, man.
yeah.
I can't wait to have that celebration. It's building up
To an explosion.
to an explosion.
All right, guys.
Oh, God.
I think we've reached the end of Vegas, 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 Vegas.
Yes.
Is that the name?
I guess. We covered quite a bit. I made a note that says call borrow lenses because they haven't gotten back to me about
Call
something.
borrow senses.
No, borrow senses.
Come to your senses.
Hello, borrow senses here. And,
Hey, guy.
hey, guy, I'm not your buddy. I'm not your buddy, pal. Todd. Hey, Todd.
Hey, Steven. Wake up, Steven.
Steven, you
I'm
awake?
Steven.
That's all we heard. You didn't see it on the Snapchat. Well, I mean, you saw a lot of it on the Snapchat, but every time was like, Jared, why are you so angry? Jared, why are you walking so fast?
Dude, me and Todd
one
we
thing-
would giggle ourselves like to sleep every night.
The one thing that really got me on the Snapchat is like, yeah, you're gonna need that 11 to 24 for my money shot.
That was the best one. Oh, God.
So we'll run some of those snappy chats so you
Yeah.
guys can catch up on if you missed it. But it is funny to go follow the Snapchats. I think that was the best way to showcase the show.
Oh, yeah.
Live, as live as possible. Not Periscope, not Meerkat, but the Snap stories so that you could sit down whenever you wanted within that 24 hours and watch the story and felt like you were there.
And it gave Todd a purpose to be there. No, I'm just kidding. He was directing and producing, too. I'm
He was
kidding.
directing and producing
Yeah, yeah.
and being an annoyance.
And being an annoyance.
Just being being
like
like a 12-year-old
comedian, yeah.
He was funny though.
Yeah, comedic
very
relief.
funny.
Mhm.
Very funny. It was great. All right, guys. So that is it for episode number 129. You can go to fronosphoto.com/129 to get all. You can go to fronosphoto.com/rawtalk-129 to get all of the photo news stories and more. That is the end of the show. It's time for me to go to sleep. Jared Polin, fronosphoto.com. See ya. You can jump in front because we got to check in at the same time, Todd. Todd, late guy. What's Todd? Late.
Hopefully that's the joke. Yeah. If they're smart, they make that the joke.
Escalator to the top, guys. I got chicken. I got nuts. I got tight jeans.
Oh yeah, he's using this hand. He's got the. What's he doing?
To Las Vegas. We're still in the boarding process. We need you to stow your articles quickly. Step out.
Dick's supposed to keep walking. You're supposed to keep walking, Todd.
What?
It's called.
No breath rounds.
Prepping for our shoot for later. We got the 11 to 24 Canon.
Yeah, I mean, they all work. I definitely think
It's just a matter of finding. Prepping for a 5-minute portrait and all the good stuff at NAB. We got Steven over here setting up. We got Todd over here not setting up. Mick.
Oh, yeah.
Cut me, Mick.
Oh, yeah.
Cut me.
Oh, yeah.
Speak it to my nipples. All right, set up out here for a 5-minute portrait with this 5D Mark III. We've got the 11 to 24 Canon, and we've got the Statue of Liberty in Las Vegas. Here's something we shot tonight. Here's a quick look at it. Oop, goodbye. Hey, look, Steven's working. Hey, look, it's Todd.
Leave me alone.
What? Hello? May I banana you a question, please? Hello? Hello? What did I tell you about calling me here? Todd, you're about to take over my Snapchat. What can we expect from you?
Mischief.
Mischief? Is that it? Okay.
Just stay really far behind him. Like 20 feet.
Wait, where'd he go?
I don't know where he went.
He disappeared.
Give me your band.
But yeah, for the advertising stuff.
It's 10 o'clock. Oh, the herd's about to move. The herd's moving now. Doors are open. Come on, let's. Oh, yeah. Steven can hear everything I say because he has his ears in. I'm just admiring your arms. Quite a lot of information. So how many places is this, what do you think we're using so far? ABC. Yeah, they're all getting interfered.
We also have a wonderful facility on the historic Sunset Gower.
I mean, I have this land, but I need somebody moving the strings and be like, Alright. Should I grab your card?
Action.
We're at the Canon booth. We've got the 5D-SR. That's right. The R stands for Reagan, for trickle down megapixel. So here's the XC10. I keep wanting to say 110. Maybe that's dyslexia or something. I don't know. But this is 4K of madness in my hands. Can't wait to get a hold. So this is $100,000. Actually, no. It's he lied. So 24 grand for the lens? It's not bad. I'll take two.
Jared, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm playing with the C300 Mark II and a $24,000 30 to 300 lens. Oh, hey, 50 to 1,000 lens. Why not $73,000? I'll take 7 of them. Yeah.
Oh, good. Thanks, man.
Well, I saw there were 7 announcements this morning. I haven't read them. Give them more. Plus draws the attention too. They're both. Okay. 3D Lux. My Snapchat, shirt
Action! Icon!
This place kind of makes me nuts. Here, I'll
Is it a camera?
Video blocks. Oh yeah. Oh, awesome. Oh yeah. Hi Todd.
Did you just turn it up?
No.
And then in terms of inputs, SDI, HDMI.
How my eyes look, Todd?
In there? Oh, it's video.
Oh, is it?
Wait, can I put my hand there? Put your hand anywhere.
We're at a Canon thing for Canon. This is reserved, not for us. Not for us. How's your meat, Todd?
I was asking Steven if I put this on my bedstand, could he bring me meat all day?
It's a popcorn ceiling. Look, it gets popcorny, Todd.
I'm so popcorny right now.
Somebody said they liked it, like one person. It was like unbelievable. It's so amazing right now.
Here goes Power Walk. Here it goes. Here we go, Power. What are you doing, Jared?
I'm getting ready to talk.
We work with a lot of nonprofits and trade associations and try to help them extend their reach. You just pretty much owned it, which was good. That's part of the thing. So I'm going to give you this and just turn it on every second. That's just what I'm reading here.
105,000 or something. We just passed 400,000 the other day. Twitter, I barely look at it. I think the last time I looked was 40,000. I say it, it just registers very well. And then I also know quickly rapid fire critiques of people's websites. But I hate being critiqued.
Hi.
What do you think about that, Todd? Rolling prompt, output over standard, speed up please. I wish it could go quicker, but they told me that it can go quicker if they speed it up. But you know, I don't use teleprompters. But if I did use a teleprompter,
Hey, Jared. What's your name?
So we've had lots of breakdowns today with Jared.
No, we haven't.
He is in rare form today. Hi, Jared. Are you having fun yet?
Size are they?
Yeah.
31s, I think.
Extra tight. Yeah.
Extra tight, yeah.
But they are, you're the first person outside of Via Box to have a pair of these.
This will be simple. Can't lie. Lights in my eyes makes me, hey, Dave Matthews, guys, right here. Satellite.
Yes, well, this is not designed for the size of it. It's not designed for
Taking a break, you're getting Snapchatted.
Yeah.
Boy's getting Snapchatted right now. Look at that. Ooh, Snapchat. I Shoot Raw shirt. Charlie Brown edition. Not actually the Charlie Brown edition. Is there pricing?
No, we don't have like open.
Jared,
Yeah.
you like big
Well,
clocks?
I do. I like big clocks, Todd. Especially like this one. I can't lie.
Sandstorm, it's the blight. It's the blight. Oh my God. The world is ending. We're here.
Jared?
Hey, Jared?
Jared?
Who is it? Who is it?
You should Snapchat through this.
How are your nuts?
Salty.
How are yours? Come on, Todd, let's steal all the stuff out of the room. Way better than my IKEA furniture. This is gonna make this threesome porn way better. Make sure you use that 11 to 24 for my money shot. Currently setting up for an epic drunken roll talk. 3 chairs.
Steven, what the fuck?
That's like carrying fucking all the lenses.
3 tripods, 3 chairs. The next Raw Talk. Coming to you live. Somebody call for a stripper? Steven, your date's here. Oh, crap.
So we're setting up for a Raw Talk segment. It's going to be 3 of us, Todd, Steven, and I. We got the 11 to 24 Canon on. Look at this wideness right here. Wide.
Did you get it? Did you get the picture, Steven? Steven, did you get your picture? Look at that loser run. Run, Forrest, run.
We barely even left these center.
Steven, put that cucumber in your mouth. Eat it. Let's see whose is bigger.
Oh, Jerry, yours is cute.
Steven, light me up.
That's broken.
Shut up.
Did you break it?
Shut up.
Did you break that?
It's good.
It looks like it's... Jared, are you excited to do Raw Talk? Jared, Steven, are you ready?
Yeah! What's your problem, Steven?
I want coffee. What's your problem, Todd? You.
What? My finger's not blocking the mic, though.
Why are you watching us? Steven, hurry up. Steven, hurry up with that camera. Steven, hurry up.
Lasers, Todd. Lasers.
Lasers activated.
Look at the lasers, everybody.
This thing is definitely. I'm going pretty wide and getting the whole thing on sticks.
Good job, Steven. Good job. Steven, Jared finally gets to feel the pain. How's that on your shoulder all day?
Terrible.
Looks like we currently have focus and color applied. We can just quickly switch that over.
This is called our. Yeah, as much fun as it is, I'm gonna be happy to hit my bed. I'm worn out. I spent last night up at
Us? Did that have? I don't think that had.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
Totally
great.
impossible to find.
Alright, so Steven's HDMI cable crapped out, and we came over to Small HD, and they hooked us up with another cable. Yeah.
Hey, Steven, you break anything else? Is there anything else we need to replace that you broke? Hey, Steven.
Stop it.
Jared's getting sleepy. Is Jared sleepy? He wants to go home and snuggle.
Ty, can we show them the Snapchat with the pants on from last night?
Not like that, Jared.
Oh, sorry.
Not like that. Nice.
Hey, Todd.
Don't do that. It's heavy. I've got an old Logan 30 to 21 or something like that.
Check this out.
And
Carbon fiber. Steven! Steven? I think we lost Steven.
Right here.
Oh!
It's heavy.
It is, yeah.
But
Wow,
you
yeah,
can pull everything. The goal is to get the camera as far back as possible.
Yamaka.
We also too, and they have clips so you can put a gel.
How are they not? Like that? Just like that?
Yeah.
Somebody get me an iPad.
The iPad.
Quick! I need to shoot video stably.
Gotcha.
RoboFro.
Hey, is that the guy from Iron Man?
It makes me
It's definitely.
jump. It's all in the hips.
Hipsy, hipsy, hipsy.
So it's real fun. It's addictive once you start playing with it. Home movies.
Sorry, look camera.
You can blame the iPad version for that.
Sennheiser.
Do that too.
Relax, it's on IVX.
Yeah, we're heading out to the break to do some stuff. So having.
I'm gonna hold you, Steven. I gotta hold you.
Hydrophilic. Right there, Jared. Right?
Hydrophilic.
Jared, look here.
Steven, are you ready to go home? Jerry.
All right, guys, that's the end of NAB 2015. Did you enjoy the Snapchat coverage? Let us know on Twitter, Facebook, or wherever else. We want to see if you liked what we did.
Take my wallet. Take all my money. Seafoam.
Seafoam.
Seafoam. Todd. Steven. Todd.